And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here on the Film Stock channel. It is Christmas. This is my first ever Christmas Day live stream. It's 5:07 p.m. Eastern. Apologies for running a few minutes late. It's Christmas. It happens. All right. Give me some grace. But of course, Diet Dr. Pepper. I've been wanting one of these for the last hour. I was saving it for this moment. Absolutely delicious. Welcome in, everybody. It is Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 2 day. That means that in the next, 2 hours and 53 minutes, we are getting the next 3 episodes of Stranger Things Season 5. Shock Jock, Escape from Camazot's The Bridge. It's going to be electric. It's going to be a late night. I'll be up all night. I'm sure you all will be as well. But thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in here. I did this with Volume 1. And essentially, we're going to hang out for however long, talk theories, talk final predictions for these next 3 episodes, and just kill the time, really, leading up to these next 3 episodes premiering. So thank you guys for being here on this Christmas. I know a lot of you guys might not be able to tune in live because of Christmas festivities, but I still appreciate you stopping in, even if it's for a quick second. And of course, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Super chat is the way to go to guarantee that I get to your question, comment, concern, theory, whatever your heart desires. And let's just hang out and have a good time. Also, Cam is in here. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Cam and I share an office. She is currently editing a Percy Jackson episode breakdown. So if you hear anything going on in the background, any keys or clicks, it is her editing. So I'm not being stalked by Vecna or anything like that. But of course, Diet Dr. Pepper break. Delicious. And let's get down to business. Let's do this thing. Let me make sure my Instagram story posted. It is live. And we'll do it live. So let's run it. Here we go. Cool, I can put that away for the time being, at least right here. All right, welcome in, everybody. I see we have 650 people in here. Good to see you here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is it crazy? And if you didn't know this, I'm about to break news. It's crazy that there is new footage dropped today. I talked about it briefly in a short that I posted, but Netflix is hosting some NFL games today. They're on right now. And one of the ads they showed was a little sneak peek. Most of it was recycled footage and recycled lines of dialogue from the Volume 2 trailer. This, however, included 2 or 3 new shots of Will and Vecna. And obviously, I don't have the time to make a full in-depth breakdown. There's also no need to because we're going to watch it in a few hours. You know what I'm saying? I'll break it all down then with the full context of the episode. But what we saw was Will tied up, Vecna standing over him, much like it basically directly paralleled the opening of season 5, where, of course, that I believe it's November 12th in that flashback, which is 6 days after he was taken to the Upside Down in 1983. We see Will, in Hawkins' library getting tied up, and that's when Vecna tells him, we're going to do such beautiful things. Well, here it's present day. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. So we'll see what the context of that is. Yeah, I'd be worried about Will a little bit, but at the same time, I think he's going to make it out. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let me see this real quick. Absolutely delicious. Okay. Shout out Jay Hayes, one of the mods here monitoring the chat. Please be respectful in the chat. Don't spam too much or any of that stuff, or else you might get timed out. And of course, shout out Starcourt as well. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see a lot of you guys here. Thank you for being patient. I know I was running a couple minutes late. 5 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, what time is it where you guys are watching from? And more importantly, what time do the episodes drop? Let me know. Let's see. Looking for some questions. We have some super chats coming in. I'm about to hop right into those. Just want to do a quick little speed round here really quickly to start the stream. All right. The episodes drop at 8 p.m. Eastern. Someone asked and someone answered. They drop at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is, as you can see, everyone here is chiming in. It's not that far away, truly. We're almost there. Anyway, let's see. Again, questions, fire them off, your theories, and I'm just going to hop in super chats right here. Let's see. First one here says, hey, Chris, seeing that your reaction vids for season 5 are only you, is there some part of you that wish you could watch it with Cam for the first time or share the moment with other loved ones? Cam, do you want to chime in on this? The question is, do you wish that we could have watched the episodes together for the first time?
Yes and no. The system we have is he watches in this room, I watch in a different room, and then we come together at the end of the episode and talk about it before going into the next one. And that's really fun. And me personally, I feel like I get to see his reactions because I'm editing his reactions. You haven't seen my reaction, really.
That's true.
You'd have to watch my reaction video in order to see it.
Mm.
But I feel like I get to watch it with him because I edit his reactions. So
I mean, yeah, I enjoy talking about the episodes after a lot.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that I watch it with you in a way. So
exactly. So yeah, I mean, we watched all of season 4 together. Season 1, we were not together. And then we watched most of season 2 and most of season 3, but like, I'm pretty sure we went our separate ways for some of those episodes as well. But the only season we've watched fully together is season 4. So like, yes and no would be the answer to the question here. And we'll see what happens with the finale or not. We'll see. Not seeing it in theaters though. Cayenne sends a super chat here and says, why do you think they're experimenting on the Demogorgon? Are they testing Will's limits with the hive mind? What do you think? I have, I guess, 2 potential theories here. One of them is that they have captured one and they are trying to just cause damage to the hive mind because those shadow particles are forming around the WSQK radio station tower, which we've seen that shot. And the Duffers went the trailer trickery route with us too, because they showed that shot in multiple pieces of footage with Robin looking up at the sky and like, oh, Robin's looking at the radio tower. Wrong, false. That shot of Robin looking up was actually once the Bradley's Big Buy truck flips post demo attack. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. Yeah, I think they're probably very easy theory here is, oh, they're shocking this demo to cause damage to the hive mind. I like the angle you're taking here. Maybe they're doing it to test Will's strength, how far he can go, how far his limits can be pushed. Another here, and I got to shout out Ollie. You know Ollie. He might even be in the stream. He's been on the channel before. Him and I have talked, and he's had this theory that they could be trying to extract the particles from the Demogorgon, because maybe just like, other entities that the Mind Flayer has overtaken, maybe the Demogorgon were once peaceful people or beings. And so if they can extract that out of the demo, maybe they can then control it. So there's a lot of really cool theories I've heard and talking with, friends of mine or that I've come up with. And I think there's a lot of potential here. Whatever they do, I think it's going to be cool as hell. I think there's no denying that. So no, thank you for the super chat. I'm pumped. What's your number 1 prediction and number 1 hope for volume 2? So for the next 3 episodes, this is excluding finale. Oh, Cam, the timer for the pizza went off. Yeah, so what's your number 1 prediction and number 1 hope for volume 2? I'd say number 1 prediction is that it's I said it in the video. I posted a little short form video today. I didn't end up having the time to make a long form prediction video, which I wanted to do, but holiday season stuff, you know what I'm saying? I made a short today. Check it out if you haven't. It's like a 2-minute video. My number 1 prediction, honestly, I'm pretty confident the explosion in the sky is happening. I'm starting to lean Ep5. Episode 5, I think that's going to be the catalyst that moves the back half of this season forward. And while the trailer wants us to think someone's dying there, they're not. They're not. My real prediction, though, because that's predictable in a sense. I don't know how convicted I am in this one, but I have a weird gut feeling that this back half of the season is going to change what we thought was possible with 11's powers. What I mean by that is I think she's somehow going to learn to use the same powers Kali has. I don't know if that would make sense. They would have to write something crazy and they would have to have cooked in the writer's room for this to be like, to make any sense logistically speaking. But what if because we know Henry kind of has the same powers as both Kali and 11? Well, you got to even the playing field a little bit. What if 11 picks up on Kali's powers somehow? Hey, Indy, cat cameo. Hey, buddy. How you doing, bud? That's my baby. That's my baby. His paw going like that is so funny to me. He's activated. But no, that kind of be a prediction of mine. A hope. I hope we get a sick needle drop. That's always a hope. I want a moment that I look up on YouTube weekly. You know what I'm saying? Like there are moments from from Stranger Things season 4 that I think of, I would say weekly. My number 1 is almost always the Running Up That Hill epic remix moment from the Piggyback. It's when, running up that hill, but this epic version starts playing. Hopper's fighting a Demogorgon. Steve, Robin, and Nancy are shooting at and throwing Molotov cocktails at Vecna. That whole montage moment, incredible. That is one of like the best moments in the show to me. Running up that hill, a moment like that, right? I think that the first floor of season 5 have had moments where like, holy crap. If you guys can probably hear Indy, he's meowing up a storm out there. Sorcerer's ending is probably the closest we've had to that, which was hype, but it was different. It was more like a, wow, that's a big swing. They went there. It was rewarding for sure. It was a really cool moment for that character, but it wasn't like the hypest thing I've ever seen, you know? And I think that we're going to get something along those lines. And maybe that's something to say for the finale. I think that's my hope. My hope is we get like just another iconic, instantly memorable Stranger Things sequence. That's what I want. We'll see what happens though, obviously. I'm pumped. I think cliffhanger for Ep 5/6 will be Owen's return. When Owens returns, because I believe I might jump out of the window behind me. I might just go crazy, just get hyped, throw my chair. I mean, it's almost become a running bit on my reactions at this point where I'm like, Owens? Like, I think it's episode 2. Lucas and Will are sitting in the hospital and they're next to Max, who's in a coma. And the camera like starts and it closes up on Will and he's like talking about his experience. And I'm like, he's having a session with Dr. Owens, like a therapy type session or something, or he's like getting help from him. And then it pans out. I'm like, oh no, they're in the hospital room. So whenever he returns, God willing, come on now, I'll be hyped. Elizabeth, thank you for the super chat. Says, do you think Will is using power? Oh, do you think Will using powers weakened him and he may never be able to use it again? I think he will use them again. It would be interesting though if they went like the boys route. I'm trying to remember if I'm up to date with my boys lore. They have temporary V, where if you use it a certain amount of times, it like kills your brain. It like damages it. I wonder if that would kind of be an interesting concept. If like each time Will taps into the hive mind and channels Vecna's powers, it actually kind of takes away a part of him and he loses himself. And maybe, you know, that could lead to his death. That was a on the fly little. I like that theory a lot, Elizabeth. And then I had the boys comp. That was a cool little moment there. Yes, I think this would be cool. I hadn't thought of it until right now. That would be cool though. Now I'm thinking of the shot we've seen in the Vol 2 trailer of Robin, Will, Mike outside the radio station. Will's eyes are rolling in the back of his head. So clearly something's going on there. But that kind of calls back to my whole talking point that I've had in recent videos and live streams where I really do believe wholeheartedly. And I didn't say this in like my final prediction video on short because I've just talked about it a lot. I wholeheartedly believe Vecna will tap into Will. And so Vecna will basically be puppeteering Will, using his body and his mind. And to quote the Boys universe again, Gen V season 2, Will basically be tied up in the backseat of his own mind, right? He won't have any control. He'll see what's going on, but he won't be able to step in or stop any of it. And that will basically be, we, the audience, will see Will using powers, but it's Vecna in total control. That could be a potential route they take as well. By the way, over 1,000 people in here. Merry Christmas. Let me hold on. Is my hair dry enough to do this? We might just do it anyway. Let's full send, actually. Hold on. Is there a correct way to do this? I'm putting the hat on.
Oh, God.
Yep, it's time. Let me orient it so that it looks like Santa's hat a little bit more. There we go. Look ridiculous, but let's do it anyway. All right. It felt necessary, okay? Let's get some festivity in here. I'll take it off in a few minutes when I start to sweat. No, love this theory, And welcome. If you guys are in here, that like button helps out a lot. For Christmas, consider hitting the like button. Corey says, what are you most excited to see in Volume 2? I always talk about epic moments, but like truly, I love a good soundtrack or score, right? Sorry, there's some fuzz on the computer. Season 5, Vol 1 had some really solid needle drops. Of course, I would say now that it's been about a month, Upside Down has been the song from Volume 1. Mr. Sandman's a contender. The song by Tiffany's, I think We're Alone Now, that's a contender. But I think Upside Down kind of taken the top spot as like the song in this, first volume. And now there's an opportunity for them to, make history with the next needle drop. I don't know what that'll be. I know there was the WSQK record that came out at Target. It was a Target exclusive. And on that record, some of the songs from Volume 1 were on the needle drop. And so I think we've all kind of seen what's on that. So I'm just going to say them. Bicycle Race by Queen, or just Bicycle would be sick. I forget what the exact name of the song is. It's one of those two that, the song. It's like Bicycle. That would be sick. But no, the real one here is Another Brick in the Wall, Pink Floyd. That's the one I want to hear. I think they might even say that for the finale, but that would be incredible, especially if it tied into The Wall. You know what I'm saying? Literally got real literal on us. No, it'd be fun. So I'm just excited to hear some music. And really, I'll tell you what, to go John Byrne on you. Let me tell you something. I'm excited to see characters reunite. And see in volume 1, I think there was a clear division between some characters, notably Steve and Dustin. I think they're going to get back to being brothers here, and I'm really ready for that. Thoughts on the Duffer's comments saying that it would be a dark Christmas and a sad New Year's? Yeah, they're probably onto something. Dark Christmas has me thinking character death, but that's what they want us to think. Sad, yeah, they said like an emotional New Year's. I think that them saying emotional, I mean, obviously it's going to be the big send-off. We're probably going to lose a character there, but Dark Christmas kind of indicates that maybe this big cliffhanger makes it seem like Vecna has won and you know, evil wins, which would be a gutsy move, but we still have that finale to wrap it all up. So I wonder if it's going to feel like all hope is lost at the end of the bridge. I kind of lean that way. It could be a dark night. They give a super chat, says hello from Poland, staying up until 2 a.m. for all 2. I respect it. It's weird. There's like a reverse because last year, and frankly for all the seasons, they've dropped at 3 a.m. my time. And so now like a lot of people over across the pond, Europe, they're like, oh, I have to wait till, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, I've been there. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? It's rare, I feel, for streaming. I feel like most of the time streaming shows drop at 3 a.m. That was the trend forever, especially like the Disney Plus stuff back in 2021, 2022. Now this is cool because it's like, oh, it's 8 o'clock for me. I think that the people who have it best is actually the West Coast, because those episodes drop at 5 o'clock. So that means they'll be done watching it at 8:30. And it's like you still have a whole night ahead of you. It'll be over around midnight for me because I'll take a couple minutes in between episodes. So it being about 3.5 hours, I take 3 to 5 minutes per between eps. 11:45 to midnight, I'll be done watching. I plan to do an immediate reaction, kind of like I did with Volume 1, where I'm going to like film a real quick 2 to 3 minute video giving you my initial thoughts. Then I get to work on the breakdown and the reaction editing via cam and all this stuff. Patreon full reactions. So it's going to be wild. Thoughts about the Tonight Show Duffer Brothers stunt? Good question. Honestly, I think that it pretty much solidified that we know who's living. I think it pretty much solidifies that Steve is living, because they would not have played into that as hard as they did if he were actually going to die. And they've done that time and time again, in my opinion. They've done it time and time again where they're like, this character, we're going to put them in the trailer and set them up to die. Like, and even in Volume 1 of Season 5, it was Lucas. Like, Lucas was poised to die. Here, I'm looking at Steve, right? Season 3, there's a shot of him when he's getting tortured by the Russians or beat up. Season 4, there's a shot of him in Lover's Lake. Then they did the whole cliffhanger ending, The Dive, which is episode 6 of Season 4, where they're like, Steve's going to die. He's getting bit by Demobats. This time around, and I'm planting my foot on this one. I've gotten pushback. I've had conversations in real life with people who disagree, and I couldn't disagree more. I think wholeheartedly that Steve and Dustin will both live, because not only do they both need each other, but you got to put yourself in Dustin's shoes. The character arc and his path as a character, his journey this season, is he's been grieving the loss of Eddie. It was traumatic for him. He has not fully recovered from that. And he really doesn't have anyone to sort of guide him through that. He's kind of, in a way, shut himself away. He shut himself off. He doesn't know how to fully process all this. And so he already lost his older brother. But the older brother who's been there even longer, Steve. And I think they have to have that relationship mended. I think that Dustin needs Steve forever as that older brother in his life. And so to take Steve away, I think would be a bit of a repetitive plot beat for Dustin. And I don't think the Duffers would do that. Especially because they wouldn't just kill Steve for shock value. I know it's become a trendy meme. You go open TikTok, you'll see 5 of the same videos of people not even saying anything. It'll just be like a 5-second audio. It'd be like me devastated as, me trying to stay together at Christmas dinner when Steve Harrington just got killed. And that's like the meme for some reason that took off. It's just not going to happen, in my opinion. We'll see, but I don't think it's going to happen. So no, I don't even know if I answered what they're referring to. They knocked Steve's Funko off of the desk. They were setting up all the Funko Pops for teasing what's going to happen in Volume 2, and they knocked Steve's Funko Pop off the desk. So everyone's like, oh, Steve's dead. I don't think so. What are your predictions for the cliffhanger? My prediction is that it will end in a similar manner that episode 7 of Season 4 ended, where in that instance, Massacre at Hawkins' Lab, we saw the big reveal, right? That Vecna is one and Henry, they're all one person. In this instance, I wouldn't be surprised if they finally came right out and said, hey, the Mind Flayer is in control of Vecna. That could be the big reveal there, or it could involve, hey, the Upside Down and Dimension X. Like, what are they? Like, we could finally get the answer there. That's the big cliffhanger. I think it's going to be involving one of those two things. I don't know if it will involve a character dying, but that would be the gutsiest thing they could probably do. Thank you for the super chat here. If you have any questions attached to it, let me know. This one says, it's out at 3 a.m. for me, so I'm doing an all-nighter. I respect it. I've been there. You know, it's brutal, but you'll get there. Get some caffeine in your blood. I can't believe we're so close now. I'm literally dying from excitement. Also kind of scared. Yeah, I think this time around, I'm more pumped than anything. Like for Volume 1, I was genuinely nervous because I didn't know what we're getting into. This time around, I'm excited. I feel like Danny McBride and Hot Rod. Like I'm ready to run. You know, I'm ready to go. I'm freaking pumped. It's gonna be great. I've told people this. I was talking. We haven't even seen half of the season. Like technically, if you're looking at runtime percentage-wise, we're under 50% of season 5 watched. So when I'm asked, oh, what do I think? Where do I rank it? It's almost impossible because, again, we haven't seen half the season even, you know? It's crazy, really. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I think it's going to be great stuff. I think Escape from Camazotz especially, there's so much potential for that episode. And then The Bridge being the second to last episode of the show ever, but also co-directed by Sean Levy and the Duffers. Through the roof excited for that one. Come on now. Yeah. Props to those pulling all-nighters tonight. It's going to be a late night. Super Chatter says, Merry Christmas. Chris, how's your day? How do you think the gang will beat Vecna? My day was good. I had some family time yesterday and today, and now it's time. It's Stranger Things time. How do I think the gang will beat Vecna? I genuinely think it will involve a sacrifice of sorts, and like I just don't view it where everyone gets out alive. I think that it's going to be like an eye for an eye situation, maybe literally. You know, a lot of people think Will could lose an eye. Certainly a possibility, but I could see a world where and that's kind of my prediction and has been forever, is that L's going to have to stay back, close the gate, maybe from the inside. You know what I'm saying? And it'll dissolve the Upside Down as we know it. I think literally there's a line in the trailer. Dustin says everything we've ever assumed about the Upside Down like was dead wrong. So even talking about it now, I bet I'll look back at these comments at like 1 a.m. I'll be like, I had no clue what I was talking about. None of us did. All this yapping we've all done, all this, you know, talking about Stranger Things, none of us really even had a clue what we were talking about because it's all about to be retcon, baby. So no, I have no idea, to be honest. Snack in here, thank you for being here. Love Robin, especially this season, but anyone else low-key upset she took forever to turn the power back on while Nancy's family was literally in danger, confused. I love Robin. I think that she's an underappreciated character. I don't care for the narrative on socials that she's like irritating and annoying now. I don't subscribe to that at all. She's genuinely forever. She was like a number 5 or number 4 character for me. She's probably 5 to 6 right now in my ranking. But they're all great. Like I love a lot of the characters. I mean, off the top of my head, we're talking all seasons. Hopper is like right there at 1. Dustin and Steve kind of vying for 2 and 3. Max and Robin are kind of right there behind him. And then genuinely, and now that season 5 exists, it's done a tremendous job for Mike Wheeler. And I think Lucas is always underrated too. So like ranking these characters is tough, but those two probably occupy around like the 7-8 spots, some order of those characters. And then from there, it gets harder for me to rank them. But Mike's truly climbing the ranks. I think him reassuming the role of being a leader is special. It's really, I mean, it shows what's possible because in season 4, man, it was kind of dim for that character. It seemed like, oh, this is where we're headed with him. And I think Finn's even acknowledged that. He's like, season 4 wasn't the best for Mike. Jonathan, neither, you know. I think Jonathan could have a moment here in season 5 to kind of redeem himself as well. Not to say that he did anything wrong, but season 4 was by far his weakest season, I think, objectively. And so hopefully they can kind of give him some of those moments here. But to answer the question, I don't really know. I think a lot of decisions are made here. I think a lot of little moments like that are sometimes maybe not the most thought through. I was talking about that with Cam. Like the Duffers create this masterful world, but sometimes like little details or little moments are the things that you kind of question, you know?
Yeah, they're not the best with continuity sometimes.
Super Chat here says, hey man, love the vids. Well, thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Merry Christmas. How do you think Lucas is going to save Max from the Demodog running the elevator? I think that elevator door is going to close like at the last second. Or it could be one of those instances where he like ducks and the demo jumps and he like rolls out underneath and then runs down the stairs or something. But I think that he's definitely making his way down to the basement because we've seen shots of the demos in like the basement, like it looks like a laundry facility almost. And obviously him being Lucas, Max, and Vicky, they're all like hiding. That's when we get the Jurassic Park looking scene behind the corner. So anything's possible. Real quick, Cam, do you know where Indy is? No. Okay. He's been too quiet for my liking. If you could just give me an update. Our cat is a bit of a rascal. So I'm going to make sure he's not doing too much bad things. Sure, he's fine. Good boy, Indy. He's a good boy. He wants to be. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen with that. I think that's going to be an Ep6. Like the fact that we get to watch that, I cannot wait. We get to sit down and watch that tonight. You know what? I'm going to make this video probably tonight or tomorrow. I have so many video ideas. It's just executing on all of them. Stranger Things, trailer shots from the finale. What are those? Because they have said, the Duffers have said, there are some shots sprinkled throughout from the finale. We'll know tonight, and then we'll really be able to piece some things together, I feel. So that's kind of my answer, though. Jay Hayes, shout out. Merry Christmas, man, and thank you for being a mod here. One of the newest mod on the channel, actually. Thank you for your work here on the channel, dude, and thank you for the super chat. I much appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Kevin with the super chat, thank you so much, man. I've been a huge fan for 4 years. Well, hey, welcome into the chat. Good to see you here. Thank you for the super chat. My question is, what is your opinion, or what in your opinion would be the absolute worst possible way that they could end Stranger Things to the point that they ruined it for you? I think that what would ruin the show for me, I had the opportunity to make a funny joke there, but I won't do it. What would ruin the show more than anything to me by far is if Vecna somehow won. Right? If evil won, and it would ruin the show if like every character died and the show ended. It won't even happen. Talking about it is silly. So it's not possible in my opinion. But if somehow Vecna won and a new world was created and these kids went on to start new worlds and the Mind Flayer wins and Vecna's like bowing down to him, that would ruin the show for me. Now, there is a chance that's how Ep7 ends tonight. And we're left going, what the hell? Obviously, it'd be an Infinity War moment where you're just like, they're going to get out of this. It's just a matter of how. That would ruin the show for me if that was the end. That will not be the end. That's impossible. It's inconceivable. But that would ruin the show. How about you, Cam? What would be the worst possible way they could end the show that would ruin it for you? The whole show.
Lucas dying.
That's valid, actually.
Yeah,
that's valid. That's actually valid. That's fair. Good kick, because he's been there with Max the whole time, and if she wakes up and that would be,
I would never.
It would challenge the viewer for sure.
The Duffers would have to get a restraining order
on. Braxton with the super chat says the Duffers knocked Steve's Funko Pop off the table. There's somebody falling through the sky in Dimension X. Thoughts? It would be cool to see Steve flailing through the sky. I don't think it's going to be him. I think it's probably Max or Holly or one of the other kids, maybe. Maybe that's how when they escape Camazotz, they fall through the sky there because Camazotz is in Henry's mind, which is an extension of Dimension X or something along those lines. You know what I mean? We know that's a good theory. But Steve, I really do think the whole Funko bit where the Duffers knocked him off the table was just to mess with us and troll us because they love to troll about Steve. And if you don't believe me, go look at all the other marketing. That's always a talking point. It's always Steve. And they're not going to kill him. They're not going to kill Steve. I'm actually comfortable they're not going to kill him. Jaden the Goat says, do you think Ep7 cliffhanger will be a death? If it's not a death, I think it's an Infinity War type of route where, like I said earlier, they're teasing the villains winning. They're teasing that, this dimension, our world it's like gone, or maybe it's like a moment. I'm trying to think. There's a really good comparison. Almost like, and I don't know why this was my first thought, okay? Because it's not like a direct comparison. It's just the emotions you feel as a character. You guys know at the end of Captain America, the First Avenger, when Steve wakes up in present day and he's like mad confused. Something like that, where that would be crazy, right? We know we might play with time travel, play with dimensions. The end of that episode is like our characters think they've gotten rid of everything, and then they walk out of wherever they are and like they're in a different timeline. That would be wild. So something along those lines, evil winning or seemingly winning or character death, I feel like are the three options, but it could be none of those. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, but a death, it would have to be a big death. It would have to, like, I don't know if Murray dying at the end of Ep 7 would be like a cliffhanger death, you know? It'd have to be a huge character. I also don't think that explosion in the sky is going to be the cliffhanger. I think that has to happen early on based on characters, like outfits that they're wearing. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Super Chat here says, do you think 8 is somehow being Vecna? Do you think 8 is somehow being by Vecna or betray? I'm going to assume the missing word here is controlled by Vecna. And the answer I would say is no. I don't think in any way, shape, or form Kali is an agent of Vecna, is controlled by Vecna. I think Kali is independent. I would love to understand. I think they will have to explain why she's captured, why she was tortured, captured, experimented on. That's clearly Dr. K's agenda. But no, I don't think that Vecna is even, I don't know if he's even aware of Kali being held captive. I think that's like the least of his worries. I think Kali is going to serve one role, and that's to help 11. That's it. I don't think that Kali, maybe she comes face to face with Vecna. Maybe she dies that way. Maybe she makes a sacrifice play, but I'm of the opinion she is there to guide or aid 11 in her journey, strengthening her mentally and physically. That's kind of what I think is going to end up happening with her. All right, let's run this regular chat here for a little bit. We're doing a super speed round, so I'm literally scrolling fast, and there's so many questions. There's no way I'm able to get to everything. And so we're going to go fast, like Lightning McQueen, and answer as many as I can, but super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to him. Dr. Pepper, absolutely. Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you. Someone said, hey, Merry Malevolent Miss. That's kind of clever. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Cheers with Dr. Pepper. It looks like the ships are arguing in the chat. Well, I'm really not surprised, honestly. Shout out Jay Hayes again for being in here. Someone says Lumax Endgame 100%. I hope so. That would be hype. Jay Hayes says hi, Cam.
Hi.
Cam says hello. William's in here. Will getting Vecna question mark? They want us to think, don't they? They want us to think. Hey Damon, how you doing? Welcome. We're doing a speed round right now. I want to see the Thessalhydra. That'd be the ultimate callback. Truly, I'd be a big fan of that. We need a fight scene with Steve. He might get his ass kicked. I feel like that's more on theme than anything else. How about that? I think with Steve, we got to see him have that bat one more time, and I think they know what they must do. I know what I have to do. I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Lucas has a sniper gun. Like a Prayer, Jon Snow scene with Steve. Ooh. I'm assuming you're referring to Battle of the Bastards and that's one of my favorite television shots ever. When, Jon charges after like the arrows are shot behind him and he just draws a sword, the score there too. I always mispronounce his name. I think it's Ramin Djawadi. Phenomenal composer. I think he's doing Supergirl. I actually know he is. That scene, if we imagine a Steve scene like that and he's just charging demos with his bat, he'd be toast, but something behind him would obviously help out. That would be sick. Will Dr. Owens return? I might be the most excited for this. Paul Reiser as Dr. Owens might be all I need in life. I want this so desperately. I'm desperate to see this man's return. That, honestly, I think I might blow my microphone out when he returns. I'll be hyped. What scene do you want to see the most in Volume 2? I want to see... And I don't want to like envision scenes too hard, because if I do and it doesn't happen, it's not my fault. It's not the show's fault. Like, it's my fault for having like these fake dreams in my head of what could have happened. I want to see the editing in Escape from Camazotz. I want it to be so. I think Sean Levy said there's a sequence that he didn't believe they could pull off, but they did, and I think it's going to involve Max and Lucas running through the hospital with with Max and Holly in Camazotz, and like simultaneous things happening. I need that in my life, and I need the needle drop to be great. And damn it, I don't care if it's repetitive. I need it to be a version of running up that hill to some capacity. To some capacity, please. All right. Everyone was dropping what time it is where they are, or what time the episode's. I think what time it was when they're watching. That was a while ago in the chat. Shows you how far behind I can get in this chat. So apologies again. I try to get to as much as I can. That's just not possible. You guys show up and show out with support. And the only way to guarantee I can see your question is super chatting it in. It's a huge way to help support the channel as well here on this Christmas evening. New episodes come out at 1 a.m. Brutal. Genuinely, I'm sorry for the 1 a.m. I'd say the 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. crowd has the worst luck. Actually, you know, I'd say that, yeah, the 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. crowd. But yeah, no, that's the worst draw. Because even if it drops at midnight for you, you can get done watching at 3 something and go to sleep. I'm thinking in my brain, like, how much after work there's to do. But if you're just watching the episodes, midnight's really not that bad. There's midnight showings. I think you really are screwed. I've said it forever. 3 a.m. is the worst time. 3 a.m. is the worst time because you can't really get a good night's sleep before, and you have to wake up at, damn it, dare I say, the ass crack of dawn to actually see it. So yeah, it's the worst. 3 a.m. I have hallucinated staying up till 3 a.m. I used to do on the channel, and I doubt many of you even remember these. But if you are, you've been around through everything. I did live watch parties back in 2022, 2021 as well, of movies, of Disney Plus shows. So I did WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and I would stay up for some of those. And I was like at around 2 or 1:45, I would usually be like doing the thing where your eyes are really itchy and you're trying to stay awake, fighting to stay awake. That was me. But so I'm so sorry to the 1 a.m. folk out there where the episodes drop. That's brutal. Brutal. I think it's going to be Holly or Max falling in the trailer. All right, back to the speed round. I'm wearing your merch as we speak. Shout out you. Send me a DM. Send me a picture if you're comfortable, of course, and wearing the merch, and I will definitely share that. In fact, if any of you have the Film Stock merch, send me a picture. I'd love to share that on socials. All right, we're hopping back over to these super chats. Thank you guys for showing up with those. It truly does mean the world. First one here from Cobra Kai Hawk, a legend here in this town, says, "Sup, bro? A few more hours to go. I celebrated Christmas yesterday, so I could watch Stranger Things today. That's all I'm focused about today." Honestly, valid. I did Christmas yesterday as well with my family, and then with Cam's family today, this morning. It is 5:45 p.m. Eastern, and I'm all eyes are on Stranger Things. But no, the day's been well. It's been a fun Christmas season. I'm ready for 2 things though. I'm ready to, and I won't do this until probably the new year. I'm ready to get back to like eating normal. I eat horribly during the holiday season, and I'm feeling it right now. I'm ready to get back on some health, and then I'm also ready for just like we're about to be in like a weird daze, DAZE days, where like what's going on? What is like a Matthew McConaughey Lexus commercial? You don't really know what's going on. Where are we? It's going to be a weird whirlwind. So it's going to be weird. I'm kind of ready for structure again in terms of, but I also don't want Stranger Things to be over. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, can you please say happy late birthday, Steven? Happy late birthday, Steven. Happy belated birthday. Tyler with Super Chat says, what was the best Stranger Things trailer? Me personally, all the season 5 trailers are cooking, so I can't decide. Honestly, I think we're getting one more trailer. That's why I've held off on ranking them all, because I think we're getting one more for the finale. And I really do. I really do. Even if it's just a minute, it's still a trailer. The best trailer to this day, and I've loved what they've done with season 5, it's the season 4 trailer by far. I'm talking the season 4 official trailer that uses the Separate Ways remix where like Dr. Owens is like a war is coming to Hawkins and it builds up. That trailer is incredible. That's probably the one that I think of. It's really close though. It's really close with a couple others. The official trailer for 5 is in the conversation. It's grown on me tremendously. I was initially kind of adverse to the use of that song, but it's just gotten better and better and better and better. Who Wants to Live Forever? I was like, I don't know, but that it kind of fits the darker tone of the season. And then the season 2 trailer, that's right, the one that uses Thriller, special. So I'd say, gun to my head, I have to pick one. I'm going the season 4 trailer, which is not on the Stranger Things YouTube channel. I swear, I'm not crazy. Maybe I am crazy. Look it up. I swear it's on Rotten Tomatoes. And I noticed, I think it's a rights thing with Journey. And I noticed that a lot of clips and trailers and videos posted to that channel aren't there anymore. I think it's like maybe a rights thing. Like it can stay there for up to 6 months or a year, but it's out there. You can find it somewhere. Which death would be the most gut wrenching to you? I think I'm going to piggyback off Cam's point. I think Lucas maybe would be the most devastating because of how just genuinely cruel it would be. He's been by Max's side for 18 months. lovingly waiting for her, being patient,
Mind
having
you-
optimism, and they might to wake up and then have her die have him die would be just so cruel.
Mind you, they're literally broken up right now. Like, they're not dating. And he's doing all that for her. I need her to wake up so they can make up.
Have the date at the movie. Think we see that?
I'm sick.
Do you think we see the date at the movie?
If not, the Duffer need to work out.
Herbert says, "Are you excited about the spinoff shows?" I am, but I'm also a bit cautiously optimistic. I don't think that, and there's one spinoff show that's actually ever surpassed an original show to me, and it's or come close to it. It's Better Call Saul over Breaking Bad. And they're within the same universe, but they're different. I think that the only route you could go, I've said my piece as to what I think the spinoff should be. It's not going to happen. I think it needs to be Hawkins 1959. Now I know the first Shadow play tapped into that already, so they probably don't want to double dip. But I think it was always, I think even after 4 came out, I was telling friends, I was like, this needs to be the spinoff. It needs to be Young Hopper, Joyce, Bob, all these characters at Hawkins High back in the day. Now that does kind of take away the supernatural element. You would think initially, but you could have Henry show. You could literally just make a TV show out of the first Shadow and make it accessible to audiences across the world. Because the first Shadow lore is coming in heavy right now, right? In season 5, we've already seen the Easter eggs, the nods. I haven't seen the play, but I've read up on it. I read the synopsis, the spoiler synopsis, because I haven't had the opportunity to go see it in person yet. But not everyone has had the ability to do that. And so there are a lot of things from the play that are going to be referenced directly. But how many people, right? Let's say, just simplifying the ratio here, that 100 people watch Stranger Things in the world. How many of those 100 people have seen the first Shadow? 5? I mean, I don't know, maybe less if we're looking at the whole population of actually, the Netflix numbers, which is breaking viewership records, by the way. Would you say 5%? I would say way less than that have seen the first Shadow. So it's not accessible. That's the problem with it. And I think it's a really cool concept. I love what they do in there, just based on what I've read. But if it really is as important as it ends up being, which seemingly it's going to be, I think the mistake was not making that accessible by even just filming the play a la Hamilton on Disney Plus and the pro shot. Is that what they call it in Broadway?
Yeah.
Why is that not on Netflix? I don't know. It needs to be. It needs to be. Dr. Pepper sip, by the way. Super Chat here says, apparently the finale has a song that's never been used in any show or movie before. What does that even mean? It means what it says. This means that whatever artist created this song, I think it's specifically never been used in television. I think it might have been used in a movie, but they specified it's never been used on TV at least. It sounds like to me that means that it's someone who's kind of protective in a way over, or very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not peculiar. They're
Specific.
Yeah, there's a better word. I can't escape my mind right now. It could be someone who it's rare, right, for their music to be used in media, and it seemingly to me is going to be Michael Jackson. I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty convinced of that. Huh?
I said, "Are you okay?"
That was funny. Oh man, Smooth Criminal. That's what she was just singing, and that's what I think the song could be. I think that would be awesome. Also, if you listen to the WSQK radio broadcasts on Spotify that are in the playlist for the official Stranger Things playlist, Rockin' Robin has little radio segments, and one of them references Michael Jackson's Bad. It would make sense for a Michael Jackson song to be used as one of the badass needle drops. And that's kind of, to me at least, and I'm not a diehard or anything like that, trust me. If you know, I don't have a huge knowledge in the realm of music, but Smooth Criminal would be sick. Come on, Steve with a bat, and it's just like iconic moments. It'd be awesome. Do you think Susie will return in Volume 2? Yes, I think so. Finale. So no, I think she'll show up in Volume 3.
I'd like to see her at like their graduation or something.
Yeah, I think we have to see if there's an epilogue. I think we have to see Susie and Dustin in person together. I guess we don't necessarily have to, but I'd like to. I would like to. It would be satisfying to long-time fans. So yes, I hope so. Jaden with the super chat says, what do you think about the Thessalhydra maybe being the main villain? The 3-headed dragon at the end. Yeah, so there's the 3-headed dragon from Will's painting. and then there is the Thessalhydra, and they're both technically different entities. I think the Thessalhydra would probably be the coolest thing to see, just because it is such a deep callback. The three-headed dragon I've accepted will not be here. I've accepted it just because I don't know in 4 episodes how could they make that work? And I'd love to be proven wrong, but like just sitting here right now thinking about it, is there really any indication of a dragon entering the show?
No.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. Now, I would love it. I think if they could make it work, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'd be hyped, you know? I just don't think it could happen, but I did see people slowing down the frame of the shadow particles, and what I'm going to refer to as the energy ball overhead of Hawkins' lab. And someone was trying to say it's a dragon head. I was like, maybe. But also, I feel like if you look up in the sky and look at clouds, you could say, oh, that looks like a dolphin. But it really, you could just say, oh, that looks like a turtle. You could just think of anything. Super chat says 75-8 question mark. 75 minus 8. Oh, I see what you're doing. You got me, damn it. Theory. L defeats Mind Flayer with the Tesseract.
Tesseract. Loki?
You know what? I think we're going to get the Marvel crossover.
You're silly. I already have it with Max.
I don't know what a Tesseract actually is. Let's look this up, though. Let's look it up. A tesseract is, it's a 4-dimensional cube that extends the concept of 3D cube into a 4th spatial dimension. Yeah. They want to go full Marvel on us? That would be something. Okay. It's been 45 minutes. We're rolling. Thank you guys for being here. Merry Christmas.
Do you want your pizza?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Did it turn out good?
So good.
This super chat's from Jaden, and it says, do you think I already answered that. Wait. Oh, no, I did not answer that. Sorry. Do you think the Thessalhydra will be the main villain all along, or if it's even made out of the Mind Flayer? Can you please answer this, please? Well, thank you for the super chat. I don't think the Thessalhydra will come back, and I hope I'm wrong. Will appear. It's never been in the show outside of them playing D&D and it being referred to. I would love that. I'm always a fan of like a deep callback to something earlier in the show, but I think at this point it's pretty clear. It's Vecna, it's the Mind Flayer, it's demos. It's I got some pizza here. I'm about to eat it on stream.
Do you want another pepper?
And yes, please. And I'm gonna enjoy it. Damn it, it's gonna be delicious. And I'm self-conscious, okay? So don't make fun of me. But I need to take a bite of this. Incredible. All right. So no, I don't think the Thessalhydra will show up, but I want it to. And I know there were theories, that's what Will is yelling run to, but I think it's clear to me now Will is yelling run to others because he's about to be overtaken by Vecna. That's kind of my theory.
I think he's seeing particles of the Mind Flayer.
Could very well be that as well on the radio tower. Dylan with the super chat, it says, yo, hope you've been well. Same to you, Dylan. Good to see you in here as always. I'm about to go and buy a bunch of snacks for tonight, praying the store has peanut butter boppers. That'd be sick. I know they were selling out fast, but you should get some yellow Gatorade. You should get, if they don't have peanut butter boppers, just get some peanut butter cups or peanut butter snacks in some way, shape, or form. And you know what? You should also get some pizza. You can't go wrong with pizza. It's so delicious, in my opinion.
Justice for Argyle.
Where's
Argyle?
Will Argyle show up? Chat. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
He's probably not, unless it's in an epilogue, which would be a funny little thing to see him in. Hope you have a good snack run, though. They have some Stranger Things themed snacks at Target, I'm pretty sure.
Would you be mad if we only saw Sam Owens in an epilogue?
I just want him. I just want him to show up in some capacity. Here's another one. Do you think the 3-headed dragon that Will drew in the drawing he gave Mike will show in Volume 2 or the finale? I don't. I used to kind of toy with this idea, but I just don't know if there's time. I don't know if there's time. I think there's bigger fish to fry at this point. I think that we're not heading that direction. I think that would be sick, but kind of like I alluded to earlier, I just don't know if that's the rabbit hole they want to go down. But you never know. Imagine the VFX though. They've done a damn great job with the demos this season and Vecna's design, his redesign. Theory here says, have you got any question, excuse me, have you got any interesting theories on the final episode? And what are they? Also, Merry Christmas. Can't wait for all to you. Merry Christmas to you as well. On a tip of the hat. Any interesting theories on the final episode? I think that the right side up, a theory about the final app. I'll be honest with you. The way the Duffers have sort of framed the bridge to roll right into it, it seems extremely unpredictable because they've made it out that the bridge is going to have some like revelation that literally melts our brain. We won't know what to think. We won't even understand. We won't be able to envision. And so I could see the finale being about an hour and a half of wrapping everything up and then 30 to 38 minutes of an epilogue. That's kind of what I lean the structure of the finale to look like. So I think there's going to be a lot of, it's going to have the Lord of the Rings ending, the endgame ending where Robin has a send-off scene. Jonathan has a send-off scene. Steve has a send-off, whoever's alive, I guess. And then it's going to end, in my opinion, just like how Lord of the Rings ends with, it ends with Sam and his wife. I'm like 9. Yeah, it does. After Frodo and others have gone their own way, I think we'll have like a moment with the party. They split off. And I have a feeling if it doesn't end with them, it's going to end with Mike, I think. Or Will. One of the two. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel here. Appreciate that. Super Chatter says, do you think it is possible that the Volume 2 ending is Vecna taking Will, Elle, and Kali to the Spire? What would they do if that was the case? They'd be out of luck, man. I mean, I think that would be crazy if maybe he took Will there and then Kali and Elle show up and that's where Kali dies and that's where Elle like overexerts herself. But imagine if all three of them got cooked. We really have to, Sam Owens would have to come in clutch.
You're so silly.
If Sam Owens comes back, you will hear it from the other room.
There were moments in my reaction where I was like, I can hear Chris screaming. But you were behind me, so it was okay.
Sam Owens. I've been wanting that man to return for forever. I think it would be a disservice to fans if he wasn't in it. I'm pretty sure Paul Reiser literally said he was in it in the red carpet for The Boys, which I've referenced a lot for some reason on the stream. I'm pretty sure that he's going to come back at some point. Jenny says, do you think Dr. K is related to Brenner? Cam, do you want to take this one real quick?
I think that's Mama. I've been saying it since the beginning. I said that's Mama.
We watched the Pretty Much It tracks.
And they said the same thing.
They said the same thing, yeah. Kind of jokingly, but also serious in a sense, where they were like...
It was a joke at first, now it's
yeah,
not so much a joke.
Mama as in Brenner's widow, I guess we'd say. I think she could be a Brenner, and I think that would make sense if you get into some of the 2 hours to go, by the way. Stranger Things just posted.
So we know you've invested a lot of time in the show. We know you're excited about it. We love you so much and so appreciate it. So we thought we'd give you
watching on 2x speed.
About that one time where in the finale. In the finale, you remember that last scene where when Lucas hits it. And then, yeah, because that's what happened.
They're saying spoilers, but it's muted. Yeah, I think that would be a crazy reveal, because I do think something with Dr. K's role has to be revealed to us. Why is she literally experimenting on these entities from the upside down? What I called a spore emitter, and I don't know, it's a stupid word I made up and I'm riding with it. But yeah, I think she's going to be related somehow, and it's going to be a pretty crazy reveal. Let me have a bite of this crust now. Okay. Do you think Caleb will be Miles Morales and Sadie will be Gwen? No. But
I don't think Caleb's the right ethnicity for Miles.
We do know Sadie is in the MCU.
Yeah.
Who is she playing? I don't know still. The brand new day trailer was supposed to drop. People were saying, I don't know when it's going to drop, but
it drops at 8:00 tonight.
That would be hilarious. No, but I don't think Sadie's going to play Gwen.
I wish.
I still think she could play Jean Grey, which wouldn't really make sense for a Spider-Man movie, but I'm here for it. I'm not going to put this super chat on screen from Chris, but there is a photo out there that I've referenced in past streams of two characters sitting down together, and it could foreshadow the passage of time. It could foreshadow who lives or dies. I saw it forever ago, and I've tried to put it in the back of my brain. And I suggest you all do the same if you have accidentally seen it, because it was sort of unavoidable if you're in the loop on Stranger Things socials. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. And I hate that it's out there. I hope it's like not real. I think it probably is real, but we still don't know when it comes from. And
I'll say this.
I'm not referring to
Let me tell you guys something. The summer I turned pretty, the world's stupidest show, flew the guy who plays Jeremiah out to Paris, literally Paris, France, to film fake scenes with the main girl who is Belly, so that people would see those scenes on the street. Like paparazzi took pictures, and people thought they were going to give Jeremiah and Belly Endgame, but it was Belly and Conrad. I'll just say that.
There you go. Now, to me, the scene doesn't spoil anything, which is weird to say, but or the paparazzi photo that came out, but yeah, we don't know any context or anything like that. But no, thank you for the super chat nonetheless. This one here says, Merry Christmas. It'll be 2 a.m. here when the episodes drop. Brutal. I'm so sorry. I watched it when it dropped the last time, even though I had work at 8, and now it's Christmas. I'll for sure do it now. Got a few Red Bulls ready to go. Red Bull gives you wings. I'm about to have another one of these Diet Dr. Peppers, which is not as caffeine intense, but it's the right level for me.
I think it's the same amount of caffeine. No matter
As
what.
a full-blown energy drink?
Oh, as an energy drink, no. I just meant as a regular.
Oh, feel yeah, definitely. Well, hope you have, I'm sure you'll have no problem staying awake because of how electric the episodes are going to be. Comes out at 3 a.m. for me. I need coffee, certainly coffee, tea, whatever whatever caffeinated beverage your heart desires. Super chat here says, greetings from Serbia. Well, thank you for watching from across the world. Merry Christmas as well. Maybe it is Will who saves Max and Lucas from the elevator, because in the trailer, we see that Will taps into Vecna mode again. What is your opinion on this? Certainly. I mean, we saw in the freaking first trailer, right? We saw demos running at Lucas in the tunnel. We're like, how's he getting out of this? We had no idea. Well, certainly what ended up happening was the demos got Vecna'd by Will. They got snapped. That could be the case. Also, it could be an instance of he evades them. They're not like the Demogorgons are certainly scary, but they aren't like some master being that's like brilliant. We've seen them get taken down. I mean, for Christ's sake, in the second episode, Karen goes toe to toe with one with a wine bottle. So I think it would be cool if like Lucas was able to evade one of these, but maybe down in the basement, Will would step in, or some sort of damage to the hive mind. I don't know how they're going to get out of it. I can't wait. We're about to watch it in like an hour, 55 minutes. That's the length of of Back to the Future, damn near. Like we're not that far away. It's a good theory though. I think that if they did that, the only thing is it runs the risk of getting a little repetitive. I don't know how many times I want to see Will save the day at the end. Like I want to see the characters kind of outsmart them. What?
So I posted my own reaction video to Stranger Things Volume 1. And at the end, I gave like my overall thoughts now that I've had like a month to sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said in passing, I was like, I think Will's powers are cool, but I do kind of hope he doesn't necessarily outshine 11 in the final season of the show, just because we got that clip of Joyce and everybody being like so wowed and impressed at what Will did, which is like fine. But like that combined with a lot of people saying that they think that Will is more powerful than 11, I just don't want to see Will outshine her in the final season. And people got mad at me for saying that.
Wow.
People got mad at me. They're like, I can't believe you said that. That's insane. That's just an absurd thing to say. As in like he would never, like, just because he's getting some attention doesn't mean he's gonna outshine her. But I was like,
I don't think you have to worry about that. I think Elle's gonna
they always have to separate 11 from the group though, and Will's not getting separated from the group. So Will's
valid.
gonna get some accolades that 11 doesn't normally get.
It looks like Will might get separated based on some new footage, but
equal rights.
I am interested to see if we're actually going to see Ellen, Mike, and others together in the finale. Like, because you are right, most times, even in like season 4, right? Technically, 11's body is physically with Mike, Will, Jonathan, Argyle, but she's in the void. I wonder if we'll actually see her not in the void, like straight up fighting alongside Mike and company. What if it's all a D&D game? We don't have to worry about this. That would ruin the show, but it's been shut down, so I think we're in the clear. We're in the clear. We are in the clear, my friend. Thank you for the super chat and Merry Christmas. Did you see the Dead by Daylight Stranger Things 2 DLC? They got Dustin, Eddie, Robin, and 11 as survivors. I've played that game once or twice in my life. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm assuming this is like a Fortnite skin where you can play as this character. Have not seen it. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. I would say anytime a video game like that allows you to buy like a outfit or skin, that's a pretty cool concept. So that's my take on that.
I finished my break time.
Nice. Very nice. I just got here. Any thoughts on Pluribus? I've heard it's literally been the talk of like multiple holiday gatherings I've been to with people. They're like, "Have you seen Pluribus?" I'm waiting for it all to be out. I think it is all out actually. I think the finale of season 1 might be out this week or yesterday even. I've heard it's really slow. I've heard that it is like almost unwatchably slow at times and really requires your patience. But people are saying it's building to something at the end of season 1. So we'll see if I get into that or not. But there's clearly other fish to fry, bigger fish to fry right now with Stranger Things. Excuse me. Thank you for the super chat here. The energy of the volume needs to match season 4, episode 8. So yeah, you're saying we need a Papa-esque episode. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think we need some wild moments. Like I think that I have a damn good feeling about like I think we could get the best 3 episode run in Stranger Things with episode 6, episode 7, and episode 8. I paused there intentionally. No, I think that the last 3 could go down as the highest rated. Escape from Camazot's The Bridge, Right Side Up. I think we could see goodness history, honestly. Thoughts on Cliffhanger Ep 7? I'm of the opinion, like I referenced earlier in the stream, that it will involve either a really big lore revelation about the Upside Down and Dimension X and its connection, the Mind Flayer controlling everything over Vecna, or a fake death. One of the 3. Super Chat here says, do you think the huge wall could somehow be a big monster? Perhaps what Vecna, as Billy said to Elle, we've been building it for you. Interesting. I think that sure. I don't know if the wall's a monster. I think it could be. I think it's the border. I think it's separating. It's separating the Upside Down from Dimension X. I think that what we're going to find out, and the explosion could reveal, is that this other dimension they've been in is just Dimension X, and for some specific reason, Hawkins is carved out of it for the time being. Maybe that's connected to Henry. Maybe that's connected to Will. Maybe that's connected to Elle. I think that is a question that we need answered and will get answered probably in one of these 3 episodes, because I keep going back to that line. Everything we've assumed about the Upside Down, we've been dead wrong. So we've been building it for you. Could certainly, I've kind of viewed that as this. Maybe that is just referring to this new world, essentially, that Vecna wants to build, that the Mind Flayer probably directly oversees. We'll get more info on the plan here, but I don't think the wall is going to be a monster. Have you seen the episode 5 theory, that demo that was Vecna was being shocked to bring it back to life? Will could then use it as a jockey, so he sees its POV and as it passes through the wall of the Upside Down. It's a sick theory. Very cool theory. I think I don't honestly, I don't recall hearing this theory, but that's phenomenal. I'm a fan of that, right? Let's get more of that. That's just cool. That's cool. There's really no other way to say it. The demo was so they're bringing a demo back to life. They're Frankensteining a Demogorgon, essentially. And that way they can, you know what? Yeah, that would work. That's actually dope. I would be so hyped for that. Such a cool concept. Also, did you see the Duffer Brothers' heinous act on Jimmy Fallon when Matt put Steve toward the edge and Ross tipped him over? Thoughts? Yeah, so I've talked about this a few times on the stream. Yeah, go for it, because I've already said my piece on it.
I'm a lot less polite than Chris is.
Oh, God.
I think the Duffer Brothers are full of crap. I love them. I love them to death. And so I say all of this with love, but it's just like, I've known they're not going to kill Steve. Everybody should know they're not going to kill Steve. I think it's really obvious for a lot of reasons. And at this point, the Duff Brothers are just feeding into it. Doing the thing on Jimmy Fallon was funny, but then doing the thing where you're posting the pictures on your story, it's like, guys, are we not like 35 with families? Don't we have other stuff to do? We know you're not. If anything, it actually makes me mad because now it's like I know you're not killing him for real. Now you're spoiling it, actually. So stop it. You're spoiling your own show.
There's no way
That's how I
after
feel.
all this stuff, after the intentional edit of the trailer with Dustin and Steve saying you die, I die. I mean, it's. I just don't see it happening, to be completely honest. So
I also This is another take I have. I understand that Steve is a very loved character. He's one of my favorite characters too. But the whole trend of, you mentioned it earlier, me on Christmas Day when I have to have dinner with my family after Steve Harrington died.
Yeah.
Everybody making those videos. It's like, Steve isn't the only character in the show. And I hate that I have to say that. Because it's like, I love Steve and he is so great. He is a fantastic character and he's written very well. But it's just like, does nobody care about anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't care about a single other person but Steve Harrington dying?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I said my piece earlier. I think them doing that bit kind of, it's like that's them being comfortable enough to do it because they know he's safe. And so they're like, yeah, we'll just mess with the fans some more. Tessin here with the super chat. Thank you so much. Says Merry Christmas, Cam, Chris, and Indy. Thank you. Thank you. Family is about theoried out. Can't wait for tonight. Over/under on how many times Netflix crashes. It's set at 2. I think it crashes the once. I think it crashes the once for like 10 minutes. That's what it did for me. And then I think that everyone should be able to get on. So I'll go under, hopefully. I'm kind of with you though on the theoried out thing. Like this is the final place to kind of spew it all out. And then we can watch the next 3 episodes and then theorize for the finale. But I feel you. Like at this point, it's kind of to go the sports route on you guys. It's like if you're waiting for a playoff game, the college football playoff, for example, Georgia plays Ole Miss on January 1st. You don't want to listen to too much of the talking heads kind of yap about, oh, this could happen. Well, if the defense does this, everyone just kind of regurgitating the same points. It does get to a point where like, I just want to watch the game, or I just want to watch, in this case, the episodes. So I feel you. I feel you wholeheartedly. I'm ready to go. We're about an hour 45 out, by the way. So we're nearly there. But no, I hope Netflix doesn't crash, knock on wood. I mean, they already had so much traffic from the NFL games today. I think one is still ongoing, I believe. So there's a lot of traffic over there. You would hope they've got the increased bandwidth so there's no crashing. But hey, you never know. Super chat here says, my theory here is Vecna dies this volume and ending is the Mind Flayer enters the right side up, leading to the finale where it has a new form. That would be gutsy if basically Henry and Vecna and all, like, they dead, boom, gone. And then this is like, hey, the Mind Flayer's the big baddie. I like that. I'm not opposed to that at all. That could work. And it would be a big swing. That could work. I kind of like it. I kind of like what you're cooking here. Ooh. Tess with another super chat says, can't spell Christmas without Chris. Can't spell America without Erica. Any thoughts on seeing a Patty Newby character cameo? Certainly a possibility. We know based on the scene of Max going through Henry's old memories that there's a play being teased, and we see young Harrington. We see young Joyce. We could see Patty Newby. Cam, do you think they'll put Patty Newby in the show?
I think it's entirely possible. I would really love to see a young Bob. We saw young Joyce. I do think it's peculiar that they chose to show Steve's dad, especially because in the play, the Harringtons go to a different high school.
Interesting.
When we could have seen, like, anyone else maybe.
Fair.
Not that I didn't mind. Apparently, the guy who played Steve's dad is a big fan of Pretty Much It. So me and him are kind of twin brothers in a way. But it was interesting.
Yeah, so I think I'm here for it. I think it could work. I think we will get some of the play stuff directly sort of reshot for the show so that, again, it's accessible to everyone because it isn't right now. Super Chatter says, my friend thinks Henry is trying to help Holly escape the Upside Down by giving her a boombox skull emoji. Thoughts? I've seen this theory as well. There's a theory, Cam, you've seen it, where Henry is helping Holly. He brought her there. But is he control? Is it of his own? Is he?
Here's the thing.
Is the Mr. What's It personality like?
There's a couple of things.
Yeah, the side that's sentient and can break free from this.
I don't think that's the case because when he took Holly into the Creel house, he literally his smile dropped as he closed the door and he looked scary. I think we saw Vecna learn to defend himself against fire. That's something that used to hurt him.
Yeah.
I don't think it can hurt him anymore. So it's possible maybe he learned to defend himself against music, which would suck.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe that's just not Holly's favorite song. Or maybe there's another explanation for it that we'll get, but I don't think that Mr. What's-It is good.
That's true. And you know what? Dare I say, maybe they just gave her music to give her something to do during the day.
Maybe.
But it could also definitely come into play. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It's a bit of an outlandish theory, but it would be crazy cool if that's, the case. We see in the clip that Mr. What's-It is sitting everyone down to talk to them. Like all the 12 kids are sat in the Creel house in Camazotz, and he starts to talk to them about the truth. And he thinks I believe he says that you're brave enough to know. Well, maybe he's going to tell them one of two things: the real plans for them, or he's going to come clean or something like that. Chris here says, sorry, Chris, for the last question. No worries, man. Thanks, Cam, for the reassurance. How much of the finale do you think is an epilogue? I think the epilogue will be 35 to 40 minutes. I think that was about how long the epilogue was for the finale of season 4. I think that was close to an hour and a half. Close to 30, 40 minutes. I think it'll be about 30 to 40 minutes because you want to have closure with everyone. Like, that's where you're going to have everyone who survives. The dust will have settled. That's where you're going to have to see everybody right off into the sunset. And those are the final moments with the characters. So you're going to have to really spend it. How long do you think the epilogue will be? Hey, Indy.
How long was season 4?
I think it was 30-ish minutes, maybe 25. I think this one's going to be longer, 35 to 40.
I think it'll be longer.
It'll be like an episode. The epilogue will be like an episode almost of season 1.
Considering the season 4 epilogue pissed me off, I'd like to have it be longer.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Next one here says, how would you feel if Byler became canon?
I personally don't think it's going to happen. However, if they did it well and in a way that made sense, I'd be fine with it. I don't see it making sense. I just don't feel like there's been much. I don't think there's been many signs pointing to Mike being gay personally. I'm more for Will just like telling his friends that he's gay and like being accepted.
Mm-hmm.
But like if they did it and explained it well, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we gonna find the time? Where do we have the time?
Yeah, it isn't happening. And I don't care who people ship. Like, I think ship whoever you want to ship, but I do take issue with this mindset of like, if you don't ship this, you are like some lunatic evil person. Like, there are people attacking people online. Even I think like Gayton getting in hot water with a lot of the Byler fans because of his comment about it. Like, the inception of this show, and this is just my opinion, okay? Like, again, you can ship who you want to ship. It's always been about Mike and Eleven, relationship-wise for them, okay, with Mike. Now, I don't know how much clearer the show could make it personally. I think it's very, very clear that's where they've gone and that's where they're going. I feel that way. Most people watching the show see it that way. And so that's just kind of what I've always viewed it as. And so I don't think it would make a whole lot of sense to do it this late in the game. I hope we get a scene of Will, telling the OG party his feelings and them accepting him and loving him, and, maintaining friendships. I think that would be a beautiful scene. I just don't see a world where Mike and Will end up together with 4 episodes left because there's been no indication that's the case thus far, in my opinion. Now, I do think... No, actually, I have no clue what I was going to say there. I think that it's not going to happen. That's kind of my answer. I think it would just be it would be, at this point in the show, it would be out of left field, in my opinion, to do it. There's no denying, and I've said this all along, that Will has feelings for Mike, but Mike does not reciprocate, in my opinion. And that's just how I feel about it. And it seems that the majority do as well. I have no issues at all. I think Will, I said this to Cam, I think Will deserves to be with someone better. 100%. I don't know, like, this is his best friend. I think that he deserves someone better, and I hope that he gets that in life. So, next question. The intensity we felt in season 4, episode 8, the RV scenes need to match going into the to have a parallel. Yeah, I mean the finale, the final moments of Papa where they're in the RV in separate ways, the remix starts playing. Come on now. We need something like that, I agree. I don't know if we'll get it because it's a lot darker. I think they're going to be I think that would be like a finale type moment where like, okay, it's time to go to battle. We're going to war right now. But it's going to be hype. It's going to be hype. There's got to be some moment. Maybe it is Ep 7 or maybe it's the finale, but I think it's going to be sick. Hopefully. I feel a sense of impending doom for Lucas. I think Lucas.
Stop.
I don't want to see
Literally
that. Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. The Duffer brothers know better.
I feel an impending sense of doom for Elle.
Stop. I don't want anybody.
Elle and Hopper. I think both of them.
I don't want a single person to die. I would be happy if nobody died.
I actually would be too. I'll say it. Do you think episode 7 is too short, coming in at 1 hour and 6 minutes? I will say that's the most concerning of all the runtimes, just because that's the second to last episode of the entire show. And with the credits, that's about 1 hour. Now, that's still a long time, but by comparison to season 4 being as epic and big in scale as it was, it does alarm me a little bit. The finale being 2 hours plus makes up for that. But that is the only one out of the whole season where I've genuinely been like, I wish it was a little longer. But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen what they're going to handle in it. Super Teddy says, what do you think of Steve's chest hair? Cue the Max gif of her staring at him with the binoculars. Oh, I kind of kid. But no, thank you guys for sending those super chats. Let's keep it rolling here with the stream. Again, super chats is the way to go to guarantee I can get to your question, comment, and concern. This one says, show your Funko Pop Wave 2, please. I got you. Hey, Cam. I'll have to have her assist me because they're over on that shelf, not in frame. I got them in the mail, so I ordered them on Funko. I mean, right when they went on sale. The day they went on sale, I ordered them, and I'm pretty sure it said it would get here on like New Year's or what I read online was that the Funkos were going to drop on New Year's Day. And that clearly is not the case. I saw some of them in like a Barnes & Noble and some other shops online, but I genuinely thought, oh, okay, maybe New Year's Day I'll be able to get some. No, they arrived on Christmas Eve yesterday. They arrived, and all 6 of them. I ordered the Erica one. That was a Funko exclusive that I think is not coming out until January. But I do have the 6 new Funkos, and I'll show you guys to them momentarily. And yeah, they're cool. There's a Mr. What's-It. There's a Will, a Vecna, an 11, a Holly the Heroic, and then what's the other one? It's escaping my mind. There are 6, right? There's 1, 2. Oh, I also got a Dustin Hot Topic exclusive that I ordered from Funko fairly recently. You know what? I'll just get up and show you guys. I don't know what she's doing. I'll be right back with them. Just give me 1 second. It was Max. I don't know if you guys could hear that. All right, it was Max. I couldn't remember. Okay, I've got them all right here, and let's show them. Let's show them real quick. Let me text this real quick. Okay, we're cool there. So, where's the first one numerically? Is it that one? Yes, it is. Okay, so the first one here is Max. Max right here. Yeah, that's better. This is her outfit in Camazotz. Boom. Not much else to it. So we got Max. We got, let's see, who's next? Oh, Vecna right here. Boom. Pretty cool. I posted these on my Instagram story and people were swiping up saying this one's sick. I kind of agree. This is like the Vecna redesign. I have them, a lot of my pops out of box on display. I'll do a tour of those at some point probably. The next one's 11. This is 11 in her wetsuit. And that's how I know she's going to be making it out of the Upside Down, because she's got to get this fit on. Unless she finds this fit in the Upside Down, which I kind of also think could be possible. We have this 11 one right here. We've got Mr. What's-It, which I think is a really cool pop. Probably one of the best they've done for this new wave. Now I have a Mr. What's-It. I have a 1/Henry and a Vecna. And then I have right here the Will Byers using Powers pop. Really turned out cool with the white eyes. Come on now. And then the last one of the line, the new wave for now, is Holly the Heroic, as you can see right here, which I knew would be a Funko. I think I said in my video, I was like, the Funko Pop Fit. I usually refer to those as such, and we got them now. So hell yeah to that. But those are the new wave of Season 5 Funkos. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Don't mind me.
You're good.
Unplugging my setup.
You're good. Let's see. Maleven or Jancy? That's a good question.
Jancy just has. Well, here's the thing. That's a hard question because Jancy is. You're asking like a kid couple versus a teenage couple. The foundation that Jancy has, I think, is a lot more different, a lot more mature than the foundation Maleven has.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes them a better couple, in my opinion. However, I do think that Maleven and Jancy are both couples that the Duffer brothers kind of just stopped caring about writing very well.
Interesting.
Especially Jancy.
Interesting. I think I would say in Season 5, because that's the easiest answer, I definitely, I don't know. I think we're going to get great scenes with both of them in the next 4 episodes. I would go Maleven, probably. I really like Mike and 11. I think they're very sweet together. But this next one, Super Chat says Ep7 cliffhanger prediction. I haven't heard yours, Cam. Do you have a cliffhanger prediction for the last episode of Volume 2?
What's it called?
The Bridge.
No, honestly.
I'll say what I've said. I think it's going to involve one of 3 things. Tease of a character death, which I think is the least likely. A big reveal about the Mind Flayer being in control of Vecna, or potentially the Upside Down Dimension X full reveal happening. One of those 3, I think they're going to save for that moment.
That's pretty good.
Theory Super Chat here says, theory, Steve will die in the finale and Dustin will be looking through his stuff in the epilogue and find a tape he made called End of Beginning.
Jesus.
Everyone has gone crazy with this theory of Joe, like DJO, Joe Keery's music, being in the show, especially End of Beginning, and it just never in a million years would happen. Like, I love Joe. I saw him in concert. I love his music, but it wouldn't make sense because it's not an 80s song, and they just specifically use 80s songs on the soundtrack. But it would be, that would be cool, but I don't think they want to get that meta with the show. Oh, man. Could you imagine, though? That would get a reaction out of me for sure. The Super Chat says, do you think Vicky will die in Volume 2? I don't see Vicky dying. I think Vicky's going to be pretty safe. And the main reason is if the Duffer's going to kill a character, it has to impact those other characters in the show. And Vicky, outside of Robin, would really impact anyone? I don't think so, because we haven't seen her have a relationship with anyone else, like a friendship. So I would say no. I think Vicky's going to be just fine. Did I see the NFL teaser? I did. Yeah, that's what I referred to. I posted a final prediction short. You guys go check it out. It's like 2 minutes. I posted it on Shorts and on TikTok and Instagram. It is follow me on Instagram if you haven't, at Filmstocked. But it's it's got some new footage, and one of the shots we see is of, what's it called? Of Vecna with Will tied up. So it's going to be interesting. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean 2 logo. Big fan. Are you scared they're not going to be able to close off / resolve everything? Slightly, just because we got 5 hours and 37 minutes to do that all. I worry they could rush through some of it, but hopefully they make the most of these next 3 episodes. I'll be able to answer this question better after tonight. Is Nancy safe? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope she's safe. All right, let's see. Merry Christmas, Eddie. Thank you for being here. Maybe we'll see some Joseph Quinn tonight, huh? And a little flashback or vision. Come on now.
You want some more pizza?
I'll get some later. Okay. Is Netflix going to crash? There's a high likelihood. This one says, I loved your Christmas movie trailers video. Thank you so much. If you guys haven't checked that out and you want some, to get your holiday fix in before Christmas is over, go check it out. I did an updated tier list ranking of every Christmas movie I've ever seen. Go check it out. It means a lot. I know I saw a lot of guys checking that one out. It warms my heart to see that. So thank you guys for watching that video. I had a lot of fun with it. All right. Super Chat here says maybe Vicky dies saving Lumax since she's there. We do see Vicky there working a shift at the hospital whilst Lumax is down there. You know what? And this is a great point people keep bringing up, and I brought it up in my final death prediction tier list, or my updated death prediction tier list. Who else is at the hospital? The Wheeler parents. That's all I'm saying. We could totally see someone bite the dust there. I don't know. Does Karen go mother mode and try and protect her kids' friends? I don't know. Is Ted dead? Are they coming back to finish the job? Who knows? Who knows? Indy's the best. We love Indy. All right. Let's see here. Super sticker. Thank you for sending that. Appreciate it. You have a question? I'll be sure to answer it. Dr. Owens, we need him. We need him. Shout out Jay Hayes as well. Yeah, please don't spam too much. And of course, hit that like button and subscribe. All right, we're doing a mega speed round here in the chat where I'm going to go through the chat and answer questions in like no time at all. Santa hat is on. You got that right. Let's see. I think Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, Murray, and Dustin, if they killed all three of the older teens, I would be shocked. There's no way they're killing all three of them. Maybe not even one of them, honestly. But I feel like if so, they're just going to kill one. Steve is the best. Gotta love Steve the Hair Harrington. He's awesome. He's awesome. Where are we at in the chat? A lot of people saying Steve's going to die. A lot of people saying Steve's going to live. We got conflicting opinions. I love the Nancy with the shotgun profile picture here. Thank you for being here. Netflix certainly will crash again if I had to guess. I don't even think it's up for debate, to be honest with you. People are manifesting Steve's death. Low-key. I'm low-key manifesting Murray's death, and I don't even mean that. Like, I like the character. I've just said so many times he's going to die. I feel like that. I feel like I am kind of manifesting. Super chat is the way to go to guarantee to get your question. That is correct. That is correct. And it's a huge way to help support the channel as well. And I'm more excited for Escape from Camazotz or The Bridge. I think Escape from Camazotz. I think that definitely The Bridge is the episode that I like. It's co-directed by Sean and the Duffers. It's going to be nuts. But I want to see Escape from Camazotz bad. Like, it's going to be tempting. Like, I think we're all going to really like Shock Jock, but there's a part of us that's going to be like impatient. We're going to be like, can we see the next one? And we shouldn't be that way. It's the final season. We should cherish every episode. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right. I like the Joe lyrics in the chat. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas to you as well. We have 1 hour and 26 minutes to go, by the way. We're almost there. We're nearly there, folks. Code red, code red, code red. What's your favorite strain in this episode? Right now, I would say it's probably between 3 episodes. It's between Massacre at Hawkins Lab, Dear Billy, and Battle of Starcourt, I'd say. One of those I would probably have to go for. Christmas has been good. Thank you guys for being here. What am I got any snacks for tonight? I got these right here, Diet Dr. Peppers. I have some pizza that I'm still going to eat after the stream right before I go live, or right before I film my reaction. And I probably will dabble in some leftover Christmas cookies because that is the only way to do it. You got to have those leftover, or I guess it's not even a leftover. It's technically Christmas. Am I right? Hello. Thank you for being here. We got a super chat here. We have a few super chats here, actually. Thank you, guys. If you have a question, let me know. Let me know. Ooh. I like this. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. A video dropped today of the 4 OG boys playing Post-it Clue. Caleb had Joyce and asked, is it an OG? Yes. Then is it an OG that's still alive? That feels like a huge spoiler that one OG will die. You kind of pose an interesting question here. I swear, though, they go on these press tours and they love to troll the fans, and they've always done it. They've always done it. Like, even when they're asked, I think they were like asked emojis to describe the season. A lot of them said like the skull emoji or the eye, like the human face with the X's over its eyes. I'm like, you guys really are leading us on right now. Is it an OG? Is it an OG that's still alive? That certainly feels like some sort of, they're just like rage baiting us, you know? Man, I don't know who, because I don't think any of the OG party die. I mean, look, so if none of the OG party die, here are options. Elle, Joyce, and I'm talking the 4 boys. So if none of the 4 boys dies, you got Max. Max is not an OG technically. You got Elle, Joyce, Hopper, Jonathan, Nancy, Steve. Is that right? I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. Those are like the season 1 OGs. One of them dying? I lean, if I had to go betting odds, I lean Jonathan dying there. I feel like a kid loving Stranger Things, I guess that's okay. If it makes you feel like a kid inside, you can't, it's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. It is Christmas right now, and it feels like Christmas. There's nothing wrong with loving Stranger Things and being happy about it. How soon for your reaction vids? Can't wait. I will be filming those tonight. I'll be done around 11:45 Eastern. I will then immediately go and, as fast as possible, post my full reactions to Patreon, meaning it will be the full video, literally 50 minutes or however long, with a timer in the corner that syncs up with the episode timestamps, so you guys can pull up my reaction, pull up the episode on Netflix, and watch simultaneously, watch together. And that will be on Patreon, full unedited reaction. That will be out before my edited reactions with footage are out, because those are tedious. Cam is handling those, and they take a long time to do, and it's just a lot of work. I'll be doing heavy outlining and filming and editing for my breakdown, and I'll also be clipping some of my reactions for TikTok as well. So there's a lot to do in such little time. So yeah, they'll be my goal ideally would probably be get at least one reaction out on the 26th, maybe two, and then hopefully have them all out by the end of the 27th. That's my goal. Last time, knock on freaking wood, it doesn't happen again. 2 of them got pulled down, like fully. Like, I'm okay with a video getting copyright blocked. Like, you can't run ads on this video. You can only, it's visible like that. That's fine. And I totally expect that a lot of times. Hell, most trailer reactions get that. It's when they can't even be viewed. I'm like, this is kind of something's wrong with the fair use of it all here, and fellow content creators can relate and will voice that frustration. I don't know how people are reaction channels because of crap like that. Like, the video was up for 2 or 3 days and then got pulled down for footage that's promoting the show. And it wasn't like the whole episode at all. It was chopped up. So it was confusing, but I think we made some necessary tweaks, fixed it, got the re-uploads up, and hopefully we can have no issues. It'll be seamless for the next couple. More super chats coming in. This one here says, do you think the glitching of Henry / Mr. What's-It / Vecna will be a hint that part of him is still fighting in there? And could we see a similar Will scene? I like that theory that, like, if they are to go down this route of Mr. What's-It being the good Henry, the aware Henry, that would make sense for the glitch. My cool little theory I have is, like, maybe that's what happens to Vecna when Will taps into the hive mind and uses powers. It causes some weird freak out glitch with Henry. I don't know. We haven't seen what happens to Vecna when Will uses those powers. I'm interested. Very interested to see. Maybe that's what it is. So that could be the case. But I don't know if they want to go. We'll find out in a few hours. That's a fun thing. We'll find out in a few hours. This one from Gavin. Shout out, Gavin. Merry Christmas, man. Hope you have a phenomenal day. My question is, what is a winter movie you love to rewatch around this time of year? Mine is Fincher's Gone with Girl with Dragon Tattoo. More power to you for rewatching that, man. That's a dark movie. That's a hard one to rewatch. I've only seen it once, and I don't know when I'll watch it again, if ever. It's pretty bleak, to say the least. I would say a winter movie. I mean, outside of like a Christmas movie, like my go-to thought here is a Christmas movie. But if I want like a movie that is cold, right? Like in the winter. So we're talking January, February, and it's like a cold, rainy day. I would say like the vibes I get from a movie, like if I want that vibe, maybe a bit of a darker movie, a thriller, would be a Prisoners type movie. It's a movie I don't watch all that much because it's very heavy subject material, but that would be like, a cold winter. I want to like get into a thriller. It'd probably be Prisoners by Denis. Just to be honest, but no. Hey, great question as always, man. Thanks for the super chat. What do I think of the Doomsday teaser? I think I don't want to spend too much time on this because we are talking a lot of Stranger Things stuff here, but I just don't think it's smart. I'm very, as of right now, they got to prove me wrong. I think it's very dumb and moronic to bring in Steve Rogers and ruin his ending in Endgame. That's kind of what they're doing. They're like, we don't trust these new characters or any of that. So let's bring Steve Rogers in. And you know what? It doesn't matter what about it. He had a perfect ending. Let's ruin it. It irritates me. It's also like they've been building up this new universe, and sure, projects have been hit or miss, but why, like, Steve Rogers hasn't been involved in any of it. And now he's just going to show up. It's like, oh, we got RDJ and Chris Evans back. Let's resort back to what worked. And I feel like it's unearned. And I feel like it could be a disaster. It could be, guys. I'm not going to lie. Where'd you get the Stranger Things art behind you? Shout out to Adam's Art Box. Everyone go look him up right now on Instagram. Go support his art. He's the man. He crushed it with all these designs. He does like watercolor prints, and he has a ton of Stranger Things art. all your fandom. This is Iron Man right here. I have a Jaws one elsewhere. I have an Alien one. Like, he does really, it's my favorite nerdy artwork because it looks like genuine, like great art, but it's also, for the movies and shows I love. And he goes to a lot of conventions like MegaCon, all the big conventions. Typically he'll have a setup in like the art area. So go check him out. I think he'll be at MegaCon in March probably. So I might even go to MegaCon this March. We'll see. I went a few years ago, twice, like 2 years in a row. I might try and go back this year. Anyway, though, yeah, this is all Adam's art box. Go follow him on Instagram. Tell him I sent you his way, and he's the best. Do you think the big reveal is Dr. K's identity? I think that will be a big reveal. I don't think that will be the big reveal. That could happen in the bridge. I don't think that's going to be the big reveal because I don't think she's a big enough character. I think the big reveal is going to have to involve one of Elle, Will, or Vecna. But that will be a reveal, I think. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for the super chat. Serious question. Will you be angry or sad in any way if any character dies, or will you be able to make peace with it? I'm sure someone will die. Just want your thoughts. Love from the Netherlands. Well, thank you for watching from across the world. I think it's late at night out there, so thank you for being here as well in the stream. I would say I won't be angry unless it's like a weird unearned kill. I will probably be sad. I think I will definitely be sad. That's the expected emotional reaction to a character death. At this point, I feel I will be saddened greatly by whatever death happens because of not only that character dying, but the reactions to the characters closest to that character. That's probably going to hurt the most, honestly. And so I'm also with you. I'm sure someone will die. I don't want someone to die, but I'm sure someone will. I think I'll be able to make peace with it, but it could take some mourning, genuinely, especially if it's like a big name OG. I mean, that it's going to hurt no matter what. I mean, saying goodbye to the show is going to hurt in and of itself. So piling deaths onto that, I mean, it's going to be really hard to watch. I expect it, though. We might, you know what? It's scary to say this out loud. I'm looking into the camera when I say this. We might watch a Stranger Things death tonight. And I'm not talking a Demogorgon or a military soldier. We might watch the death of an original character from season 1 in a matter of hours. Get your tissues ready. All right. I had to say that. I don't want it to happen. It might. I don't know if I'm fully prepared for that, though. Do I think Biter will happen? It might. I don't. I talked about this earlier in the stream. If you want to rewind, I gave my thoughts on if that'll happen or not. I just don't think that would happen with only 4 episodes left in the show. Super Chat here says, my daughter and I have a theory. 8 is manipulating everyone as revenge for 11 killing your friends. Vecna, the Upside Down, etc. is all manipulated by 8. Happy Xmas from Australia. Yeah, y'all are 16 hours ahead of me right now. I'm pretty sure. Like, it's a whole other world out in Australia. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I would say I don't think 8's role is going to be that large just because she has been out of the show since season 2, episode 7. So that was like 2.5 seasons ago at this point. I think she's going to have a role in helping out 11. I think the way they're going to bring her back has to be in a heroic sense because the Duffers have talked about how they want to redeem that episode and that character in a sense. They didn't give the actress the best shot. And so I think they'll give her a fair chance for fans to connect with the character and maybe root for her. And so I think that would be, I don't know if I'd be satisfied with that. I mean, it's a cool theory, right? Her hell-bent on revenge, but at the same time, she is Elle's sister. I feel like they would want to go more of the heroic route, maybe setting up her to have a sacrifice. So we'll see, but I kind of lean against it, but you never know. Never say never. Super Chat says, don't you think that Steve's falling into Dimension X? I think that could connect to the Duffers dropping his toy. I don't. I know we've talked about this Funko thing a lot. This goes to show the power of the Duffer brothers. If they say anything or do anything, we all look at it. We're all guilty of doing it. But I think that was just kind of trolling the fans on Fallon to be like, hey, look, Steve's going to die, even though I don't think he's going to. And they know that. And so they're kind of just teasing us at this point. That's my take on that, honestly, personally, at least. But that would be something. I also think if you zoom in, it's really hard to tell, almost impossible. It looks like the person falling has like Holly or Max's hair. Super chat here. Let me read this real quick. Oh, I missed. Where am I? Okay, I was here. Now I'm here. Okay. Have you heard or seen anything about the birthday gate theory? Do you think there's any time left for that? And like Cam said, the bros are liars. Let's get Cam in here to get her 2 cents on this one. She's really big on the gate lore. We did Stranger Things Rewind. She went all in on that, so I want to get her take on that if she answers her phone. I might call her. She's literally down the hall. Let's see if she answers. Okay, there she is.
What?
We have a question, and I wanted your
I was summoned.
you were summoned. Have you heard or seen anything about the birthday gate theory? Do you think there's any time left for that? I know you're a gate person.
Birthday gate. I think correct me if I'm wrong, that's just the fact that the Duffers forgot Will's birthday. People think that was actually intentional and it'll have a point to it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Guys.
Oh, you know what? I'll be honest with you. When I remember it now.
I know what you thought.
I read this and I was like, this is related to, it's like Watergate, like birthday.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right.
No, yeah. This is, I don't know the specifics of it, but like people think that like them forgetting Will's birthday is significant.
That's
and
silly.
it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
No. The Duffers, and again, I say this with all the love and admiration in the world.
Mhm.
I think they're very creative. I think they're fantastic show writers.
Mhm.
The Duffers are just stupid. And they just forgot their character's birthday.
Fair.
Because they're literally dumb.
Yeah. They're not dumb. They just don't think through every little thing that's not fairly like the most important detail in the world.
I'm sorry. You wrote a literal line. It's not like it's like something that was like shown in passing on like a document. You wrote a line for Winona to say, do you remember your birthday, March 22nd, whatever the fuck his birthday is? And it's like, you literally wrote that line. You wrote that line. And you can't remember it?
Yeah. Fair enough. It's like the opening of Spider-Man Homecoming when they completely missed the time jump gap. That irritates me to this day.
Oh, yeah. See?
Yeah.
It's stuff like that.
Yeah. Fair. So yeah, that's kind of where, the Duffer Bros do love to troll us and mess with us. And frankly, they do lie to us. But I think they definitely just messed up his birthday. It happens. Super sticker here, but no question still. Let me know if you have one. This says, my Vol 2 predictions. The walk 'em down wheelers will clown Henry from the right side up and down. The walk 'em down wheelers will walk him down. That's poetic. That's beautiful. Oh man, someone should make a rap called Walk 'em Down Wheeler. Imagine the ending to episode 7. The screen goes black for 10 seconds. Then you hear boom, boom, footsteps, and the Mind Flayer physical form is shown screeching. It would be peak. It would be. Honestly, I think seeing the shadow form of the Mind Flayer like for real in the right side up would be electric. It would also, I love a good like cut to black fake out, and they have done that in the show before. I'm here for that. I'm so down for that. That could be the cliffhanger. Like there are so many options. I would love that. Owen, great point. I'm more excited for Stranger Things than Xmas. I'm with you. I think we all are. Christmas is, I mean, at this point for me, it's 7 at night pretty much. Christmas is over. It's Stranger Things Day. It's time to go to the upside down. Merry Christmas to go. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. What do you think Dr. K was referring to in her first scene when she says innocent people are dying? Probably just like their perception of 11 and everything is seemingly confused. Probably, honestly, all the people who died with the rifts in, the end of the there's a lot of dust in the stream or something. I'm inhaling dust. That's why I keep coughing. Probably something to do with the what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Yeah, probably something to do with the rifts, I would say, or just people who have been killed. Honestly, something along those lines. Noah said Vecna is the low-key least understood as a character. There were layers, but which ones? Yes, it is 1/4 over here. Yeah, I think I saw, too, in an interview that he was asked, like, who's the most misunderstood villain? And he started to say Vecna, and then Millie, stopped him from answering. So I kind of wonder if they are going to go the Vecna redemption route. Anything's possible. It would be gutsy, a big swing, but there is a route where they can say Henry has been corrupted by the Mind Flayer the entire time, so Henry has some good in him still. But that kind of is that. Maybe that's what he could be referring to here.
Do you know that it's significantly cooler in the rest of the house?
Good, because it's hot in here.
I also turned the air on because it's like 73 degrees.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What'd you set it to?
70.
Cool. This
Do you want your fan in here? Sorry.
No, I'm good for now. This super chat says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. The creature trapped in the government Upside down facility. I immediately thought that's the Thessalhydra because it looked like it has several heads and nothing we've seen before. Might have cooked. Yeah, you're talking about the tentacle-looking arm that's choking Hopper. We've only seen part of it. That would be fun, honestly. Yeah, I think that the whole notion of Dr. K, like, she's almost like stitching up these different creatures. She's studying them, examining them. She's trying to militarize the Upside Down and all the creatures, and even 11. And it's very Weyland-Yutani from Alien. I've said that before, and I stand by it. She's doing some evil things. So that's concerning for sure. And honestly, I'm here for, you guys have brought it up a few times on the stream. I am very here for some sort of Thessalhydra reveal. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it would be great. Love a good callback, and that would be maybe one of the best. Jordan with the super chat, thank you. Jordan says, do you think we will see Vecna and 11 confrontation tonight or the finale only? I'm leaning tonight based on that little Netflix tease we got with the shot of Will being tied up and Vecna overhead. I think we could see Elle pull up there based on the shot from the Vol 2 trailer. So I think we could definitely get the two of them coming face to face tonight. Think about that. Come on now. That gets me hyped. Yeah, I think we're probably going to see it tonight. Kali 8 means death in Hindu. Could be a sign. Could be a sign of her death. Could be a sign of, oh, she's coming back. Death is coming for 11. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. Diet Dr. Pepper for the win. Super chat here says, so I just have questions about the time between season 4 and 5. For example, how did Robin get in the radio station? Is it hers now? Do you have questions about what happened between season 4 and 5 that weren't explained yet? Not a ton. I'm kind of just of the opinion that, we had 18 months off. There's this sort of military quarantine. Hawkins on lockdown. And Robin's new job is just, hey, she's in with the radio station. Her and Steve kind of just work there and they run it. I think that she has the personality, the charisma to get that job. And she has experience working in Hawkins between Scoops Ahoy and Family Video. So, yeah, I think that kind of is my take. That's just her job. It totally makes sense. She'd be working there and is camped out here kind of overseeing everything based on her experience. And, yeah, I'm okay with that. So that doesn't bother me. Questions I have, maybe what was life like at the the Wheeler house with everyone having lived there for all that time? How do they not fully hate each other's guts? Has there been any, I guess, what happened, the Elle missing poster for Jane Hopper, I believe the date missing is like June of 1986. So from the epilogue until that point, did she ever come out of hiding or did she stay out? And then they were like, oh, let's actually put a missing poster out there. Will that come into play or not? Little things like that, I guess. But even then, I think most of the gap has been kind of explained. They've just been in, doing these crawls. I think they just said they did about 37 of them roughly, or they did the 37th maybe was the one they did. And they only can get into the Upside Down via partaking in one of these crawls, and they can't do them all the time. So that's kind of why they haven't been able to search for Vecna, and that kind of actually makes sense for the time jump. It makes sense. So, yeah, I don't have tons of questions about the gap. I think they did a good job filling it in. I just got my wisdom teeth removed, and I'm pumped and ready to relax and watch Vol 2. Can't wait, man. Let's go. Appreciate you for watching. I hope you have a quick, speedy recovery with that. I got my wisdom teeth out in 2014. Yeah, and I watched Temple of Doom for the first time after. It was the last Indiana Jones movie I hadn't seen, because I was always scared, but I said as a 14-year-old, I will watch this. Anyway, it was great. I still enjoy all the films, except the fifth one, really. That's not my jam, but hope you don't have too much pain back there, because it can get gnarly. And of course, I hope you enjoy Volume 2. The CIA is known for cover-ups. Could they have faked Sarah's death and now Dr. K is Hopper's daughter? 11 cut her off for saying her name. I mean, that would not make any sense, just like age-wise, because she's older than Hopper, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't, unless they like created some serum that ages you drastically and changes you. That, yeah, no shot, but hey, I appreciate the creative lunatic theory, I think Dr. K's name being cut off was intentional. I pinned that immediately. 11 she was about to say, my name is, and 11 said, Dr. K. She was going to reveal her full identity there, and we will find that out at some point. By the way, under this Santa hat, I bet my hair is a mess. Yeah. I can tell it's going to be like hat hair galore. So I'm going to take it off. Probably, I'm not going to go right until 8 o'clock because I want to give myself a little time to set up my camera and like, go to the bathroom and get ready for the watching of the episodes. But I'll go for at least probably 30 more minutes. What do you guys think? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Super Chair says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. Do you think Vecna should get a redemption moment? And secondly, do you think Max will fully recover? I think Vecna, the closest to redemption he'll have is Darth Vader. Where in the end he helps take out the Mind Flayer but dies, and people kind of will always view him as evil in a sense, but maybe he can have a moment with 11 or something. I just don't know if they want to go that route and full send on it. Regarding Max fully recovering, yeah, I think limbs will be fully healed, and I think she'll probably be able to see again, which is fine. I think she deserves the happy ending after the hell she went through. Dylan Miller says, oh, for the snacks, I got Hot Pockets, Gatorade, and Uncrustables. Trying to get that good old Stranger Things vibe. Also, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Appreciate the super chats. Hope you've had a great holiday season. Hot Pockets, I never grew up on, but they do hit undeniably. Gatorade is, I have a Gatorade I'm probably going to drink after. It's a Gatorade Zero grape. I know people don't care for the purple flavors of things sometimes. I think it hits. And then, yeah, Uncrustables, childhood right there. Do you have to buy them? Like, I forget. They come frozen and you have to let them thaw out, right? I think that's how they work. Yeah, sounds like a classic. I mean, yeah, you got the good stuff. You got the good stuff. Enjoy your viewing. And for everyone in here, I will be posting my reactions over the next few days on YouTube. My full reactions will be on Patreon, so make sure to join that community. It's $5 a month over there. It's a super chat, essentially, for a month's worth of content, and it goes a very long way. And you get early access to my full reactions where you guys can sync up by pulling up the episode on Netflix and watching along with me. I'm excited for tonight, man. Let's go. I love the show. I love your content. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year. Yeah, same to you. And I cannot wait. We're 1 hour and 2 minutes away. I'm ready. I'm freaking pumped. I'm not going to stream up until 8 o'clock just because I want to have time to set everything up. But I think this was the move for volume 1. Excuse me. I started the stream way too early. I started the stream at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which was 5 hours before. This is better. I think I started it closer to 5:10. So we had about like a little under 2 hours to stream, or 3 tops. So yeah, I'll probably do another stream on New Year's Eve leading up to the finale, just like this one. So I hope to see you guys in that as well. But no, Merry Christmas for real. Ducky8827 says, who do you think will be the biggest character in volume 2? I kind of lean. I feel like probably Will. I think Will and Vecna will have a huge role because Will, now that he has these newfound powers, everything's going to kind of revolve around him. I mean, obviously the Upside Down crew is going to be big, but probably Will and 11 will be the 2 big ones. And that makes sense. That's fitting, in my opinion, that the 2 characters, those 2 characters will have huge roles. What is the ball of energy in the trailer at Hawkins' lab? We'll find out. And guess what? An hour roughly. So I'm going to let the show answer that for us. Let's see. I'm scrolling through the regular chat here, trying to catch up as much as possible, because there are so many questions in here and I'm trying to get to as many as I can. The only way I can get to your question guaranteed is a super chat. So I'm scrolling through here, trying to find where I kind of roughly was in the chat to answer as many as I can in a potential speed round, because I already have more super chats coming in. Okay. It is dropping soon. We're just dropping in 1 hour on the dot.
Can I show your chat Indy with his Christmas present?
Yeah, go for it. Indy has a little snake.
That's him playing. I just took this picture. He's playing with it right now.
He's getting his energy out, his bunny kicks.
Good. I will melatonin him in the middle of
probably smart, honestly.
Guys, I don't know if any of you guys watched my reaction video to Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1, but around episode 3, Indy woke up, and I was, like, playing with him the whole time. So I was, like, in and out of the episodes, unfortunately. I was mothering.
Yeah, so, he's a bundle of energy. He's got problems. He's kind of like the ball overhead of Hawkins' lab, just being a lunatic.
Stranger Things just sent 2 photos.
They did. I believe it was Holly and Derek. We got a couple more super chats piling in. Thank you guys so much for the Christmas super chats. There's 1,500 people in here. Hit that like button. It helps out tremendously, guys. Go ahead and drop a like. Truly, it helps out. Boom. You ready? 3, 2, 1, boom. Theory here via super chat. It says Nancy dies, and the shot of all the guys hugging Jonathan is them comforting him after he's confessed that he was going to propose to her. No. Sorry for the sirens outside if you guys can hear them, but that would be brutal. Could you imagine? That would be sick and twisted. It'd be another sick and twisted thing the Duffers would have done in their lives because they did the whole Eddie thing that really was messed up. But could you imagine? No. She's not featured in that shot, though. Ooh. That would be gutsy. I almost just lost my throat there. With the hive mind, if the brain dies, the body dies. Do you think Will might die when they force out the upside down? I just had a chill. Sorry. That was weird. I had a chill because like my forehead itched because of this thing is literally so itchy. It caused the whole body chill. With the hive mind, if the brain dies, the body dies. Do you think Will might die when they force out the upside down /Dimension X /Hellscape? I have talked about this in recent videos. There's a world where they do kind of go the Harry Potter route. And because Will is deeply connected to the hive mind, much like how Harry is sort of connected to Voldemort, they might have to kill Will and bring him back. A la Max at the end of season 4, where Max technically dies, but Elle kind of puts these memories in her head and that kind of brings her back to a state of comatose. I wouldn't be surprised if Will has to die and they bring him back real quick. Almost like Final Destination 2, where the main girl dies intentionally and they bring her back to get Death's curse off her. They could do something like that here. So yeah, I think Will could die, but like how Max died at the end of season 4. Just so they could free him of that. And then right when he dies, like they kill it. They finish the job or whatever, and then they resurrect Will. One question I still have is what memories did Max see for literally months before she got trapped in the cave, and why hasn't she mentioned them? Maybe we'll see this, maybe we won't. Maybe they're leaving darkness up to the imagination. Maybe they're intentionally leaving some mystery in here as well. I do think we will 100% see more of these memories with more of Max and Holly exploring Camazotz, and that's where the door could be open to some cameo appearances from past characters who are dead. That's all I'm going to say. Super Chat here says, how do you think the wormhole /bridge will come into play Dimension X to the real world? I could see that. I could see that happening, all right? I could see it involving... It could also involve the Mind Flayer's past ventures into other dimensions, because in season 2, there's a line where Dustin's like, the Mind Flayer's conquered past dimensions, and he basically goes and conquers species that he views as inferior. And so maybe, just maybe, that is hinting at these other dimensions, and we'll get to see those. It's so tough to say. I definitely think it could also involve the kids being sent to different dimensions to sort of start fresh there, start new worlds in a way. I'm intrigued. We're going to get all the answers soon. That's the best part about this, Do you think the 12 kids is a representative of the 12 chimes on a clock, and that big explosion is somewhat related to that? You make a damn compelling point here. 12 kids, 12 hours. It's all been clock related for a long time now. You might be onto something you might have cooked here, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's great. I have no notes. I think you totally could have hit the nail on the head here. And it feels like weirdly like Hunger Games in a weird way because of catching fire. Owen with the super chest is in the hug pick. We see Jonathan and Will crying. Joyce ? Well, we see Lucas, Mike, Will, Dustin, Jonathan, and someone in the background who's hard to make out. It could be something with Joyce. It could be something with Nancy. It could also be a scene of everyone embracing Will, because Will's kind of in the middle after he maybe tells everyone his true feelings and they love and accept him. That could be that scene as well. Interesting. Joyce. That would hurt me. That would hurt bad. Ooh, we got a super chat here that says, do you think Susie Poo will return? I certainly hope so. I was talking about this earlier in the stream, actually. I said, someone brought up, do you think Susie will come back? I said, I hope we see her and Dustin in person together, because we need that. As fans, we need that. They've only ever talked on the phone or via radio waves. Like, we need to see them actually face to face in person. We need that. We need it. Am I going to be live after seeing Volume 2? I won't go live until later in the week. I'll probably do a spoiler live stream where we talk spoilers, but I'll be working on videos after the fact. 8 p.m. EST. We're there in 54 minutes, guys. 54 minutes. I'm not going to run the stream too much longer because I do want to take time to get set up, finish, getting everything geared up, to watch the episodes, but we're getting closer and closer and closer. Let's see. Really worried about Jonathan here. I just hope the group hugging scene isn't in volume 2. We're gonna find out together. So you think Murray will die? Yeah, I'm so confident he's gonna die. Maybe I'm a fool, but yeah, I am going to see Marty Supreme. Hopefully on the 28th. Jancy or Lumax? Lumax arguably is the best ship in the entire show, so I'm gonna have to say Lumax. Gotta say Lumax there. All right. Looking through the chat here. We got less than an hour, by the way. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. This is a great way to end Christmas, no doubt about it. We got a super chat, 2 of them here. What's your favorite character arc ever? So in Stranger Things or just in general? In Stranger Things, thus far, I think I can't even tell you because we haven't seen the finished product yet. Ever? I would argue Tony Stark in the MCU. I just think it's perfect. From Iron Man to Endgame, it's perfection, and they're going to risk ruining that in freaking Doomsday somehow, potentially. But that's one that comes to mind, just a perfect closure. I really like, there's so many great character arcs, but in Stranger Things specifically, so many are incomplete. Of the complete ones, Eddie has a great arc, truly. I think that Dustin's could maybe be the most satisfying when it's all said and done. Just the trajectory he's on. If he sort of assumes the role of Eddie and leads the sheep, being the leader of Hellfire, clearing Eddie's name and Hellfire's name, and everyone recognizes them as the heroes. He really is. Excuse me. I think that would be great. Super chat here says, I think the creature that is being subdued by heat could escape and rise up into a possible Thessalhydra or other monster. Very excited. A lot of people in the chat agree that we're going to see some sort of Thessalhydra or a dragon, or both. And I'm not opposed. Again, I think that any expansion of like the creatures from the Upside Down is great for the show. It's just cool. I like that kind of stuff. I just don't know how big they want to go with only 4 episodes left. Without, I don't want it to feel messy or out of left field. I want everything to feel earned. So I'm here for a Thessalhydra drop, but they got to make it work. We saw Callie on screenings, and also Barb. Callie is back, so I bet we'll see Barb live in an alternate reality where the Upside Down doesn't exist. You could be onto something. You're referring to the red carpet premiere, right? Where Callie showed up, the actress, and then the actress plays Barb is there. But at the same time, Barb is an icon in the show, and her dead body has been shown in past seasons. So it could just be referring to that. We could see more. But hell, we could maybe. That wouldn't really work, though, I feel. Genuinely, because you have to think, the actress, like this is where age would be a little weird. It would be probably fine for a scene, but it would be a little weird. It'd kind of be like how in Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, we see like Jesse Pinkman, but he's played by a much older Aaron Paul. And it's like, you see how he looks in Breaking Bad, and then they insert a scene from Better Call Saul in the same timeline, and he looks significantly older, like bald, 10 to 15 years older. Like that's what it would feel like. It would be weird, but it could work, I guess. Tess says, maybe hot take. I think all the surprise previous characters who showed on the red carpet will cameo, Barb, Susie, etc. in flashback or some other way. I think this could be on the money, and I kind of think that we could see Bob, Billy, Eddie, like anyone who died at the hands of a demo or something from the Upside Down could be in Camazotz. That could be the wildest episode of the show. And we'll find out in about 2 hours when we sit down to watch that one. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be great. Thank you for the support as always, Tess. I hope you and your family have had a Merry Christmas, by the way. This one says, think we'll get a Will versus Vecna power showdown. Thank you for the super chat. How would that work? Would they be like fighting for control? Because I have a real question here. When Will uses those powers, does Vecna lose his ability to use those powers in that moment as well? Or is it a situation where they can both use them at the same time? Because that's a real, I don't know if they'll even get to that, But I want to see what happens to Vecna when Will taps in and uses those powers. Does Vecna get immobilized? Does he glitch? That's something I'd like to know. I think we'll see some sort of showdown between the two, but based on what we see in the trailer, or the little footage that dropped earlier today, it seems like Vecna's going to be able to overpower Will. So maybe he is able to kind of take control and own him in a sense. So we'll see. Super Chat here says, if they were to do a last man standing type trope where all the characters die except for one, which character do you think that would be? Maybe a hot take, but I think Mike Wheeler. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just like I feel like he was the OG kid in season 1. Like the leader of this party. I feel like he would be the one to live to tell the story. I think Elle and Will would die in this scenario. I definitely think Jonathan, Nancy, Steve would die. Hop and Joyce go together. I think it would be Mike. If I had to say they're going to save one, it'd be him or Will. I know in this scenario, we'd have to assume that carnage and chaos ensue. So I guess I would say Mike. Yeah, I'd go Mike Wheeler if one of them were to live. If they came to me, the Duffers, or they announced, hey, everyone dies except one main, my money would probably be on Mike. I don't know why. It's gut feeling. Do you think Dimension X is like a canvas and Upside Down Hawkins is just a small chunk of it and it only exists because of Henry? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that, like I've said, I think the Upside Down is like the verbiage I've used is carved out of Dimension X. That's why it's sort of walled off in Hawkins specifically. Now, if that's because of Henry, Will, or 11, time will tell. But signs are kind of pointing to November 6th being a date associated with Henry based on it being the date of that play that we see Max look at the brochure, the playbill for in the flashback. So I kind of do lean it involving Henry. We'll find out soon, though, in a few hours. Super Chat here says this season will end Stranding's perfect ammo. I'm with you. And I think it'll end it character-wise, just like how Cobra Kai did, where Cobra Kai ended the show as best as possible for characters, right? I think season 6 got a bit outlandish, not the strongest season overall, but had some hype moments and really ended well for characters. I think they'll probably end up doing that here with all the characters. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. Do you think we will see Max wake up in this volume? Yes, Ethan, I do. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, but I do think we will see her wake up because you don't have her wake up in the finale. That's something that you could get at the end of the bridge. That could be Escape from Camazotz. It kind of like all signs are pointing to it being Escape from Camazotz. But I definitely think we will see her wake up, and I will be in tears if she has that reunion with Lucas. It will be so damn sweet. What's the best storyline / character grouping up to this point, minus Hawkins season 4? In the whole show? Damn, that's a tough one. I would say that's a contender for sure when they're going to the Creel house. That whole grouping is phenomenal. I'll give an honorable mention to season 2, Steve and Dustin, when Max and Lucas get introduced to the group and they're like in the junkyard. That's an honorable mention. But no, I'd probably say I'm with you. Off the top of my head, I'm with you. It's 10 a.m. in Australia. Dang. So y'all get the episodes at what? At 11 a.m. That's hype. That's hype. You get to finish it like in the middle of the afternoon and it's your day ahead. So it's Friday technically. That's hype. That's so sick. I'm envious of that. Steve or Billy? Steve all day. Not even close. Not in the same ballpark. 1 hour. T-minus 1 hour. That's right. We're so close now. I have you now. It really is almost here. The next 3 episodes, then there's only 1 after tonight, which is nuts. Not having hot chocolate. It's so hot where I live right now. It's like it's like 70 degrees. I would be sweating. I'm already kind of sweating with this Santa hat on, but I'm committed now. I am going to have to do my hair after this because I don't want to wear a hat when I react to the episode. So I'm probably going to go for like 15 more minutes, by the way. Give myself 30 minutes to get ready for the episodes dropping. Where can I find a WSKK sweater? I'm going to sell you guys all right now on Firefly Shop. Firefly Shop. It's actually linked in the description of this stream. Firefly Shop makes phenomenal merch for fandoms. I actually have a collab with her right now, film stock merch. I'm wearing one of her shirts right now. It's this Hawkins one. She has this in multiple colors. I have tons of her merch. She has a WSQK design in red and blue. So like the red one that Dustin wears or the blue one that Lucas is going to wear in volume 2. Excuse me. I think code FilmStock10 should get you 10% off. I think that's still a thing. If not, you can also get some Filmstock merch. It's cool design with the Mind Flare with Filmstock. It's only on sale, that merch, through the end of this year, though. So if you want to get some, be sure to act now. But no, Firefly Shop is where I get a lot of my merch from. She's great. I'm pumped. I don't even have words to describe. Am I streaming all the new ones tonight? Yeah, I'm watching them all tonight 100%. I'm cooking a pizza and some chicken Come on now. You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. By the way, thank you guys for being in here. We've consistently had now over 1,500 people in here for a while. Be sure to hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Super chat's the way to guarantee I get your question, comment, concern. Anything goes a long way. I think Ross is going to die. Or not Ross. I read Ross Duffer in the chat. I don't think Ross Duffer is going to die. I think that Murray is going to die. And I'm convicted in that, unfortunately. Going back to last year's Ross photo dumps with context now is trippy. It really is, isn't it? We had no idea what we were talking about. And now when you go back and look at his photo dumps, it's like, oh, that was a pretty big hint as to what this was. We just had no idea. I think Murray's going to be the first to go. I think he's going to be an early on death in the season. One last adventure? Damn right. Damn right. A couple more super chats pouring in here. Staying up in the UK, I just cannot wait to have answers on what the Upside Down actually is and the entire plan really was. Enjoy. And well, hey, hope to stay awake out there, have some caffeine, have some snacks, and I hope you enjoy the EPs. I think we're all going to have a damn good night watching them. And absolutely, Merry Christmas. That's what I'll say. Merry Christmas. Most hyped reveal for you personally? What is Dimension X in the Upside Down? That's like I need to know. That was like number one. Why is this like I need to know that? And I think we're going to get that answered. That's my most hyped reveal. The answers to it all, the meaning behind it all. They've had so much time to think about it. Don't disappoint us now. Super chat here. Thank you so much. Says, do you think season 5 has missed some more emotional moments like the Hopper and 11 scenes, for example? I don't think so. I think that season 5 has had its fair share of emotional moments. I also think, again, we're not even halfway through by runtime percentage. Like we're barely even into this thing. And so I think we're going to get plenty of those. Even a little moment like the WSQK radio station rooftop moment with Mike and 11, I thought was a sweet emotional moment. So I think we're going to get some. Think the leak of possible last scene was diversion. Duffers even said they were pretty lock and key about leaks for the final finale. Wouldn't make any sense to have an important scene be seen by so many bystanders. Yeah, so again, referring to kind of something that happened earlier, there was that set pick of two characters talking, and it seems like it was maybe in an epilogue or maybe in a time jump, and I won't talk about it here, but yeah, I kind of agree. It seems like they might have shot something fake. Will Netflix crash tonight? Yes, sadly. Yes, sadly. It crashed for it crashed for a lot of people. It crashed for me. It took 7 minutes. It took 7 minutes, I think 7 to 10 minutes for it to load. It was just error. Something is wrong. Hey Cam, there's a question here for you. But yeah, sadly, I think Netflix is going to crash. This is a super chat. It says, in your rewinds, Cam said that she would self-exit if Max hadn't woken up in the first volume. Can you ask her what your thoughts on Max's comb arc is now? Because we kind of did have her still.
Yeah, I just meant like if I don't ever see her outside of Lucas seeing her in the hospital bed.
Fair.
Clearly that wasn't the case.
Yes. So
I don't need to self-exit.
Yeah. Yeah, on honesty, I really love what they've done with Max. I think that she, kind of like I said, my prediction leading up to it was she could have like a mental plot line, and that's kind of exactly what we got. It was really cool to see her still be involved without waking up from the coma yet. So the stakes of her being out are still felt, but we still get Max, and Sadie Sink isn't just laying in a hospital bed. Who do I think might be getting vected? I don't think anyone will. I think maybe, I don't think if a main character dies, I don't think it'll be that gruesome. How about that? Beyond excited. We're almost there now, guys. We're almost there now again. I'm only going to stream for a few more minutes because maybe 10 more minutes tops because of I want to gear up for the stream, but it's going down in 40 minutes, people. 40 minutes for the rest of our lives. Will Jonathan propose to Nancy? There's a good probability. I know there's a theory that maybe he got the ring for Hopper to propose to Joyce. I like that. It's probably not going to happen, but I think that would be fun. I think it's in all likelihood he could show the ring to Nancy, or it could be saved for an epilogue. But thank you for chiming in here on that. Do you think the ball of energy hitting the wall will help Max and Holly get through back? It could. Like, I'm definitely of the opinion that explosion in the sky, the reverberations from it could melt or dissolve the barrier between the Upside Down and Dimension X to where Dimension X just overtakes the entirety of it, because Upside Down has always been carved out of Dimension X. We got a super chat here. It says odds that all the kids will end up being looked after by Hop and Joyce with with Will, 8L, Max, whoever survives as teachers, like the good lab version, keeping it from coming back. I don't know. Love the content. Well, thank you for the super chat. It would be interesting if. So you're saying, is there a world where Hopper and Joyce end up together and then a lot of the other... I'm trying to think. I'm trying to envision this. That's an interesting idea. I don't know if I've heard that. I definitely hope that with Hopper and Joyce alive and well, because I think Jopper Endgame is a must, they hopefully would have 11, Jonathan, Will in the house, right? Overseeing them. But it would be cool and interesting if, like, are you saying maybe a good lab version? Okay, I was trying to read it for context. I kind of see what you're saying now. I don't think they would do that if you're saying, like, Will, 8, and Max would maybe like they would be running a lab, like training the next generation, but for good. I don't think they would do that. I think they want to move on from that because of the evils associated with Hawk in the lab. I think that the stigma around that and just frankly some of the horrible, dehumanizing experiments that were underwent, I think they would want to step away from that personally. But anything's possible. Anything's possible. You know what I'm saying? I definitely just want Jopper Endgame. Yeah, it's so hot in Georgia right now. It's kind of a shame. I think it's going to be freezing next week, but my goodness, it's way too hot. Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm very hyped for Stranger Things. Can't wait. We're almost there. We're about almost 30 minutes out. It is hot in Georgia right now. I can't make this up. I think Netflix will crash again, so everyone needs to be ready. Everyone needs to be ready. It starts in 37 minutes. 37 minutes. That's it. Rewatching Sorcerer right now. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. We're streaming for only about 7 more minutes. So if you have anything you want to guarantee that I can answer before Volume 2 for the rest of time, make sure to get your super chats in. This one here says, I have a theory that Vecna wanted Will to discover his powers, since in the play, Henry became evil when he gave him his powers fully. Thoughts? You could be onto something here, definitely, and I think they're going to tap into a bunch of that play lore so that, again, people who weren't able to see the play can have an understanding of it, but you could totally be onto something where the Mind Flayer is trying to lure Will to use more of his powers, because the more he uses them, the more this darkness inside him could rise up and overtake him. Almost like the ring from, corrupting Frodo in Lord of the Rings or something like that. But no, that'd be fun. Not fun, but it'd be interesting. It'd be dark. I'm usually totally against the idea of having too high of expectations going in, but I genuinely think we're about to witness some phenomenal episodes. I agree. And I feel like we have the right to think that because of how long the show has taken, like how much time the Duffers have had to perfect it. We kind of have a right to go in thinking we're going to be fed greatness. And so I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard the hype train. I can't wait, really. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. This one here, super chat again. Thank you so much for all the super chats tonight. Has said, what would have been the first encounter of the cave in Camelot after Henry got teleported to Dimension X? Talking the first shadow. I think they're going to tell us that here. Again, I haven't seen the play. I've just read on it. I haven't seen it. But I believe my understanding of it was a 12-hour encounter, and it was in the caves. And I don't know the context of it. I don't remember from what I read. But I think they're going to delve into that for sure in the show, because it is important for us to understand why he hates that one memory, why he's so scared to go into the caves. But it was 12 hours, I want to say, roughly, that he was there, I think. To those that continue to ask, yes, I do sadly think Netflix is going to crash. All right, we're streaming for 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to gather myself before these episodes drop, and it's going to be nuts. It's going to get crazy. Netflix is already crashing? Get out of here. No way. That'd be crazy. Probably because of the NFL games. Super chat here says, it's 6 a.m. in India, and I'm so excited to watch Vol 2 Love from India. Well, hey, thank you for watching from literally across the world. I hope you enjoy. I hope it's, a great day for you. A great way to start the day. A little 7 a.m. Stranger Things action. Can't complain, huh? Will Max wake up at the end of the bridge? I think maybe at the end of Escape from Camazotz even, because I feel like she's going to have to relay important information to our characters that's going to be necessary, right, to taking down Vecna and defeating everyone in the finale and in the penultimate. Hey, Preston, thanks for stopping in. Do I think Mr. What's It is good? I think that good would not really define it. I think there's going to be layers to all the different, to Henry versus Vecna versus Mr. What's It, but I don't know if I would define him as good. Yes, I will be posting my reaction to all 3 episodes this week over the next few days, so stay tuned with that notification bell hit. I'll have a big breakdown, spoiler-filled of the entire volume as well, and then I'll have clips to reactions on TikTok, so make sure to follow me there. I'll have stuff on Instagram, so lots of content coming soon. I need to write something down real quick, actually, that I need to remember to do. Let's see. Every shot from... Cool, wrote that down. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I hate that Christmas is hot in the South, and then it's like cold the week before and after, and then it's hot on Christmas, and it's hot on Thanksgiving, and it's like rare for it to actually be cold on the holiday. That's you think of snow, you think of winter weather, and it just never lines up. Super chat here says, I think I can say for all of us, thank you for covering Stranger Things from the first season till now. Much love. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you guys. Much love to every single one of you here right now. All right. I know it's Christmas Day. I know that you could be doing other things, but thank you for taking time out of your day to come hang out here on the stream. I'm going to go for like 2 or 3 more minutes, so make sure to fire off your final questions. But yeah, it's been a blast, and I talk a lot of other stuff on the channel too. It's been Stranger Things heavy lately because we're leading up to the final season, but tons of content coming next year from the world of Stranger Things and beyond. I'll be talking to Stranger Things, the Tales from 85, any spinoffs, recaps of things, and tons of the Stranger Things stuff will still come out. But of course, lots of other movies and shows will be covered on the channel as well. Outer Banks, anybody? P4L. Probably going to react to that. I don't know for sure. Considering reacting to season 5 of Outer Banks. Max and Holly arc. That's probably one of the best. Someone asked earlier, what's your favorite character grouping? That's in contention right alongside season 4 Creel House. Do you think you will cry tonight? There's a good chance. I mean, I got emotional watching just a Lumax scene from episode 2 of season 5. There's a good chance I'm going to get pretty emotional. Whew, thinking about it's kind of setting in. We got 30 minutes. I'm probably going to end the stream here shortly. Another super chat here says everyone gets put in a coma from the party, but they win. They live out their fantasies and their memories together because Elle lives and connects everyone. Spitballing different stuff. I don't know. That would be sad. Everyone it's almost like an Inception situation, or we're living in the dream world, but we're happy there. It's kind of like that plot in Inception where people are just in limbo forever. Or people, yeah, that's crazy. And they get more hooked on the dream world. It'd be dark, but I also think it could work in a weird, twisted way. It'd be happy, but melancholy. It'd be something. It'd be something. I don't know what would become of Hawkins. There's so many questions, but I just want the party to be happy. And if that's the only way they can be happy, maybe that's the route we take. Tess with the final super chat here says, have a great Stranger night, Chris. Stay cool. Love you and your family. Merry Christmas and see you next week. Love the Irish family. Much love to you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Hope you enjoy the episodes, and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I cannot wait. It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be great, Tess. Thank you so much. And of course, DJ ZX, thank you again for the super chats. Hope you have a wonderful night and enjoy the episodes. But on that note, I think we're going to wrap this stream up, guys. 30 minutes to go. 30 minutes to go. 30 minutes to go. Merry Christmas to all. I think that does it. Phenomenal stream. Went for 2 hours and 23 minutes, and the time has now come. We got 30 minutes on the dot until these next 3 episodes. I'm going to gather myself. I'm going to set up my setup to watch these eps. I will be posting an immediate reaction here on YouTube, so have the notification bell ready. It'll be my quick thoughts, and I'll probably clip some reactions for TikTok. I'm going to try and get as many of my full reactions out on Patreon tonight as possible, and then all day tomorrow. Just stay tuned, be patient for my breakdown and reactions. They take a lot to edit. It's a one-man band with myself and then Cam doing the reactions. I'm doing the breakdown, so I'm going as fast as I can. I'm trying to make it as best as possible, so your patience is appreciated. Just know I'm working hard behind the scenes to make it out as fast as possible. Ooh, we got a final super chat at the buzzer here. Merry freaking Christmas. Last support, love you and Cam. Thank you so much for the phenomenal questions and super chat. And Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and Happy New Year. I always love to quote Home Alone 2. But no, that does it for real. Thank you guys so much. Great stream. I'll be back with a spoiler stream soon, and then a Vol 3 finale pregame stream. That one's going to be legendary. But this is the last time I'll speak to you guys until we've seen Volume 2. Soak this in. We don't have much time left with the show. 3 episodes tonight, 1 on New Year's Eve. That's it. So get ready. It's going down. I can't wait. It's going to be emotional. I'm probably going to tear up and maybe cry tonight. We'll see. But much love to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the replay. And I'll see you guys after the chaos. So with that, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you if you were here. Thank you for commenting, super chat, all that stuff. Whoo! It's time. Until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the Upside Down.